So how you doing tonight, Coach?
Well, Travis McDonald feeds inside the ball.
He's out to the 20. Gets a good hole. He's to the 30, to 40, to 50. Has one man to beat. He runs him over, and he's out to the 50-yard line.
Good evening. Welcome to TV 97 and 98. Here with Jeff Brooks, John Emmington, and we are here on homecoming 2014. 6 minutes left before we get giddy in the zone. The Cadillac band's on the field. John, Cadillac comes in 5-0. Gaylord comes in 4-1 with a lot of high hopes. They've really turned it around as far as the program goes. But I tell you, Cadillac is an absolute buzzsaw right now, passing the ball, running the ball in all phases of the game, from special teams. It's just a special season and a special team so far, and I expect it to be a special night here on homecoming.
Yeah, it really has been a special season. You know, you've got this group of seniors that comes in a little bit under-touted, probably a little bit underrated in the Big North and statewide. Not a ton of recognition. You graduated a lot of talent last year and a lot of size, and they've just come in. They've not just taken care of business, but they've really put big, impressive type numbers on the board from an offensive standpoint. They've done a lot of great things through 5 games. Come in here undefeated against a Gaylord foe that's got a coach back that had a ton of success there not too terribly long ago, and he's taken a program, turned it around, and they're high flyers on offense. They run around the field. They spread the ball all over the field, and it's going to be a good football game. You know, we've got a little rain, we've got a little wind, and those things are going to come into play for both these teams that like to put up big numbers and got a lot of speed. So it serves to be a real entertaining football game tonight, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Cadillac Vikings, a lot of people, they flew under the radar in my mind. Everyone thought, like you mentioned, they graduated a lot, but they had a lot of skill set coming back. Led by Lewis Finch and then Michael Holdship. They got 4 solid real running backs with different niches, from Nate Houck, who's a scat back. But the defense is really what's driving, in my mind, the Cadillac Vikings, led by Todd Baker. The linebacker core, you were young at DBs, but you got all DB performer and Jake Ellens and Lewis Finch, and then number 7 for Cadillac, John Alberts, who's come into his own, and we've talked about that in the past. But the Cadillac Vikings just don't give up a lot of points, and their offense just puts so much pressure on you. I don't know how many points they put up in the first 5 games, but it's been over 200. And I just don't think Gaylord can match that tonight, John.
Well, as Cadillac fans, we hope that they can't match it. The one thing that you look at in these first 5 games with Cadillac that stands out to me is the fact that the Cadillac Vikings, they don't give up the big play. They haven't yet, anyway. They just have not been vulnerable to big play situations against any of the teams that they've played. They don't commit a lot of penalties, and they don't turn the ball over. You take those 3 things combined, and you add that to a defense that has kind of that bend but don't break situation going on, and that's, I think, what's lended itself to Cadillac being able to be so successful on the defensive side of the ball and controlling football games and letting their offense get on the field and do their thing when they may be a little bit undersized and on the line and the things that we've talked about before. So to me, those things stick out. If tonight they're able to continue to not turn the football over, I think we have 1 interception on the year. I don't know of a single, maybe have 1 fumble that we've lost on the year. And then the penalties, they just have not been a factor at all for the Vikings as they've gone throughout the year. So if they can continue that tonight, it's really going to help them against the Gaylord Blue Devils. All
right, so we are going to get ready here for the national anthem led by Mr. Filkins and the Cadillac Band. Actually, it's going to be the fight song, and here your Cadillac Vikings are coming out onto the field. 5-0 on the season, ranked number 3 in Division III in the AP polls. They are the real deal. A lot of heart.
Worthy to note that Gaylord's also ranked, in Division III. I think they're either 8th or 10th rated this week in the AP, and getting a little bit of downstate love as well.
So they are announcing the offense for Cadillac Vikings on homecoming here against Gaylord Blue Devils. 5-0 against 4-1. Big implications on the line for the Big North Conference Championship. Starts tonight.
Yeah, you've got a couple of teams undefeated with Cadillac and Traverse City Central, and then you got Gaylord, who's 4-1. Petoskey's 4-1. You know, the Big North is, you know, everybody's bottled up near the top right now, and somebody's going to clearly separate themselves at some point. It may not happen until Game 9, you know, if Traverse City Central continues the way that they've gone and Cadillac does, but there's nothing that says that tonight that Gaylord can't make some hay, and this is a winnable football game for them in their minds, and I know that our coaching staff in Cadillac has kind of driven that home with our boys this week as well, that Gaylord knows that they can win. They haven't been able to beat Cadillac in a long time. It's been a real lopsided affair, you know, for the last several years, so they're real hungry.
Well, the thing I like about Cadillac is it's business as normal. We don't get too caught up. And the national anthem by the Cadillac High School Band. All right, the Cadillac High School Varsity Band, led by Leroy Filkins, and the Cadillac Vikings are going to get giddy in the zone. And that's the one thing, John, that, you know, over the course of the last 4 or 5 years in Cadillac sports, I don't care if you're talking basketball to volleyball to football, it's just these kids are used to winning. And these kids are used to understanding what it takes to compete. Gaylord, they've been down. They haven't beaten Cadillac in 7 years. You know, I just think there's a better football team in Cadillac than there is in Gaylord, and it just depends on if we can get past all the distractions of homecoming and all the other junk that goes on throughout from 1:30 to 5:30, and we just take care of business. But I think there's a good head, you know, there's a good head on our shoulders regarding our seniors. It's a senior-laden team, and I just expect them to come out and take care of business tonight.
I think so. They're not too full of themselves. They really understand. There's been a lot of success that's been passed down to them from the classes that have gone before them, and this has been such a building process here in Cadillac to develop a football program that is where it is now. That you know, they don't take anything for granted. There's not a lot of kids around there that you know that seek the limelight, that seek the headlines, and the number 3 ranking is not something that, you know, gets them real geeked up. They understand that there's a postseason after all this stuff is said and done, and that's really what they would like to see some success in. And so there's been no indication that this is certainly a football game that would ever be taken lightly. And the seniors have done a fantastic job of just leading and being solid and level-headed, like you said, all year.
So Gaylord won the toss. They deferred to the second half. They will be kicking off, going left to right, and it looks like Jake Ellens, Ethan Myers will take it off at the 5. He will get stood up and brought down at about the 25-yard line. They'll take over 1st and 10. And the Cadillac offense, led by Lewis Finch, the quarterback who put up impressive numbers the last few weeks, will bring the offense out on the field. The Gaylord defense is led by number 52, O'Rourke, who probably led the Big North Conference in technical fouls in basketball last year. But in any case,
yeah, he's an excitable kid. He plays with a lot of emotion, and he's a heck of a linebacker for sure. Somebody that the Vikings have to account for. But
so we got a 1-by-1 shotgun formation, 2-back set. We're probably going to hand the ball off to Michael Holtzup, if I had to guess, off that right side. Nope, we hand it off to Nate Howe. He's coming around the corner. He's got it was a nice job out there by the defensive end, number 17 for Gaylord. Strung it out for maybe a 2-yard gain. And that's Jim Webb at his finest. You know, he he likes to see what the defense is going to react to. And
yeah, absolutely. And as you said, the papers, up there have all kind of indicated that Gaylord's really committed to stopping Cadillac's run attack and putting the ball in Lewis's hands and making him throw it. So far, Lewis got a fantastic completion percentage and has been really efficient throwing the ball too. So we'll see how that develops.
So it's 2nd 9, 1-by-1, 2-back set, shotgun formation for Lewis Finch. He's back to pass. He's looking out there to Jake Ellens. He's got a guy, receiver. He's going to pick up the first down before he's knocked out of bounds. I tell you, the defensive back's playing 10 yards off Jake.
Yeah,
Lewis Finch, who's just so accurate, who's probably throwing 80% balls, 70% of the time, if you want to do that math, and completes it.
That sounds like a little Yogi Berra mathematics there. But Lewis, yeah, he completes about, I think, 73, 74% so far in the year. And we got a decline penalty against Gaylord Blue Devils, so it will be a first down. And they just used the long side of the field that time and see if they can't draw those defensive backs up to do what Cadillac's done well, which is get the big play out of that when the defensive backs do come up and really challenge our receivers.
So a minute gone in the first quarter, 1st and 10 at their own 38. The Cadillac Vikings have the ball first. Ethan Myers split down low. Jake Ellens up top. Looks like T.J. Baker's in motion with a little pistol look. Here comes Lewis Finch off that left side. And he's going to pick up about 4 yards before he's hauled down there by the inside linebacker, 52 O'Rourke. But that pistol look, I like it. Lewis Finch has proven he can take off on a gallop. He proved that in Petoskey. He proved it in Ogama, and he showed it right there.
You get some lead blockers in front of an athlete like Lewis, and like we saw with Jalen last year so many times, and a lot of great things can happen even if you know it's coming as a defense. Gaylord's well scouted for that, but Lewis still picks up a good solid 3 yards, 3.5, and puts us in a good spot.
So that offensive line, Matt Myers is the center. Not very many bad snaps in the last 2 years. He hands off to Nate Houck, who skitterbugs right up across the 45 to the 46 before he's finally met there by the safety who had to come up to make the hit, number 26, Colin Waters, who's a standout basketball player as well. And, that's another 6-yard pickup for Cadillac, and that'll bring up 3rd and short for the Vikings.
And that's Nate Houck showing that he's, in his 3rd week back now. The first few weeks he would have dinked and dunked and try to find something on the outside. And right there, he just goes straight up through the middle. Reminds me so much of Reggie Bush. He always has. Nate has. And I don't mean as far as the talent, skill level goes that Reggie Bush has, but the way that they run is real similar. You watch Reggie Bush run for the Lions, and it looks like an abnormal thing when he goes in the middle, but he stays in there, at least this year, as you've seen. And Nate does the same thing. He's small to go through the middle, but he just finds little seams and picks up positive yardage for first down.
Here we got a 3-by-1. We're spread out in the full, and we hand off to Michael Holship, who's going to battle his way down about 4-yard gain, but the battleship, what I like there is you spread that field, you make the free safety have to move over and respect the pass. Michael Holship picks up 4 yards, and right now we're just methodically moving past half field and picking up some solid gains.
It's been execution. We've done it well. Coach Webb's got a lot of different things that he likes to do with this offense, and he's always setting up stuff for later on in the game, in the beginning of the game here. And boy, it just bodes well when you get off to a start like this. Let's hope the Vikes can continue the drive.
Yeah, so now we got 4 up top. I like that with a full tight end set. We got Nate out in the slot with Jake Ellens up wide. Lewis Finch probably going to take off running. Hands off. There he goes. Lewis Finch off around the corner. He's going to pick up the first down and some. He's going to pick up 3 yards past first down. He's going to cross the 40-yard line right at the 40. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cadillac Vikings. And, wow, Cadillac, this is something that we've talked about the last few weeks. They've controlled the line of scrimmage. And when you can control the line of scrimmage, both offensive and defensively, you're going to be successful, and Cadillac's proven that, being 5-0.
There's a flag on this one. I think it might be coming back for a hold or, looks like a block in the back on the Vikings. So this one's going to come back. But, yeah, Lewis has deceiving speed, and I think it surprises a lot of teams, a lot of coaches that we play against live. You watch something on film, but Lewis has that ability to just spurt when he needs to spurt. But that's a huge penalty right there. Not sure who it was called on, but it's going to
back us up to about 2nd and 14. It's still manageable. We're going to run a 1-by-2 here. Oh, actually a 3-by-1 with Nate Houck in the slot. Ethan Myers down low. Jake Ellens in the slot. Michael Holship, they're not passing to him. They're going to throw a little swing pass out to Nate Houck, who's going to pick it was a tough pass to handle, especially in high school, but Nate came up with a nice reception out of the backfield there for a gain of about 5. We'll bring up 3rd and a manageable 10.
It's a timing situation there, and Coach Webb's not happy with something that It looked like a bunch of skill players that, in the way that play developed. You got positive yardage out of it, but that's not obviously what Coach Webb was looking for. It's going to be a 3rd down and 10, manageable still for the Vikes, but we talked in the beginning about their lack of penalties. That was a big penalty right there.
Yeah. 10-yard penalties are ones that kill you, but we got a 2-by-1. We're not going to throw to Jake out there single coverage, I have a feeling. We're going to come back, probably roll out to the left here with Lewis Finch. He's back to pass. He takes off on a scramble. He keeps his head up down low, and it's going to be a dirt ball almost to T.J. Baker. Still would have been short of the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down. If we could have picked up 4 or 5 there, I think we'd have went for it, but I have a feeling Jim Webb is going to trust his defense. He's going to punt this one away.
Yeah, midfield this point in the game, he's going to let it fly and put it on his defense's back. Which is really unfortunate. That penalty was a huge penalty.
Yep.
Cost the Vikings a continuation of that series, and now you kick it away and hope that your defense can hold.
So Keenan Cooper is the long snapper for Cadillac, and Michael Holdship is the punter. You got Jake Ellens up top. Cotton Neff, I got to believe, is back. He's the Gaylord Blue Devil that was hurt last year. Blew his knee out. Real fast track player, or track runner, and a real nice football player. And Holdship, nice punt. Look at that baby turnover. Yep, and it's going to stick right there at the 3.
Right
there it is.
Nice
so
job.
Actually at the 6-yard line, Keenan Cooper will pick it up. Beautiful job by Michael Holdship. Not only is an all-state defensive lineman in my book, he's an all-state punter after that. Sticks it just like a 9-iron.
Looked like a
Eric runs
dying right there on the 5-yard line, didn't it?
Yep, so Cadillac, Gaylord will take over 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line. Cadillac backs them up. Homecoming here, 2014, a nice crowd. I think we would have got a bigger crowd if it would have been nice out. I still see we got cobwebs up here, but whatever.
We won't be having the mosquito problem we had last time. I'm pretty sure of that. The temperature's supposed to drop to about 45 before this game's over, and really the first night where weather's become a main factor in a football game.
So all right.
Oh, man.
There goes Gaylord. But I tell you, Jake Ellens has got the angle. He's got the speed. He's going to run him down. Nice job. Finally brought down there by a Cadillac Viking. But a huge, probably, I think, 64-yard gain by Gaylord, who ran that fake dive and then took off on that gallop. But, man.
Boy, I tell you what, just a real breakdown on that side of the football, and not exactly sure who's
the defensive end.
Everybody got sucked in. They were really fooled by the play action situation, and then just naked bootleg on the outside, and away it went.
Yeah, we over pursued a little bit on the right end and allowed that. I don't know where the right corner went, but
we got a flag. We do have a flag.
Where?
Must have been after the play because they're marching it off after the end of it.
Yeah.
Just a 5-yard. I don't know.
Well,
that doesn't even make sense to me. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, they're picking. The thing that I noticed right away is they picked on the short side of the field. And the short side of the field, Jake Ellens is always the wide side, and you got Keenan Cooper. You just got sucked in, and I think the coaches are going to address that. Gaylord's in a one-back set, shotgun formation. Handoff. Nobody's going to keep it up the middle. Number 2, who's Fitzek, Stephen Fitzek, who's back after a 2-game hiatus. He had a hand injury. Picks up about 8 yards on that interior of Cadillac. It'd be 2nd and short for the Gaylord Blue Devils, who's in Cadillac territory.
Fitzek's a nice athlete. He also another basketball player that these kids are real familiar with, but boy, they carry out their fakes well. You can just tell from Gaylord the progression of since this coaching staff has been in place. They are a lot more organized, a lot more purposeful in everything that they do.
So they're in a 3-by-2 set with a jet play. Hand off to the jet. Nope, Fitzek keeps it. He reads that end, but nice job there by, I think, 52 Smaker, who came in off that end, collapsed down. But that's going to be another 6-yard pickup. So our defensive line right now is not getting a lot of penetration. But, the reality in the first quarter is a lot different than the reality in the third and fourth quarter.
Well, it can be. It can be. Gaylord is right now. They're showing their ability to do what Cadillac likes to do, which is create space with misdirection and with some really solid fake handoffs. And their quarterback really likes to keep it after some fake handoffs, and they're moving the ball.
Yes, they are. So a nice pickup there of about 6 yards by the running back. I think that was Cottoneff. Fitzek handed off to Cottoneff. 67, John Durga and T.J. Baker had to come up and make the stop after 6 yards to be 2nd and 4 with 6:58 left in the first quarter. Gaylord Blue Devils are driving. They're inside the 20-yard line. They're in the red zone. This is where Cadillac has been pretty strong in the last, or the first 5 weeks. They haven't allowed a lot of points in the red zone.
Yeah, you're right. And right now Gaylord hasn't had to put the ball in the air at all, which is what they love to do. They've just run the ball down Cadillac's throats, and they've taken it all the way down now. It looks like near the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Shane Foster, who's another returning fullback that complements Cottoneff, the scat back, really well. Went off that left side before he's finally hauled down there. I think Johnny Alberts was in on the stop along with Michael Holtz, who came off that defensive tackle spot and scraped down the line, but it's still a pickup of about 3. It'll bring up 3rd and short 4.
Hunter Schmaker in the game for Michael Holtz.
So they got a pistol look. And hand off to Cottoneff. The scat back 21 is going to pick up another 4 yards before he's brought down there at the 10-yard line. I think Cadillac will settle in here. I think they'll figure it out.
Well, right now it's just been it's been a load of run plays, and the defensive line is kind of getting it handed to them a little bit. Every time there's a surge, by the time the back has the ball in his hands, he's got his choice of directions to go, and he's got 2 or 3 yards of clear before he's going to have any contact.
So Cottoneff is the lone back. They do have a guy who's probably going to go in motion. Nope, that tight end stays right there. Cottoneff takes the ball off right side, and he's going to be finally hauled down there at about the 5-yard line before the middle linebacker of T.J. Baker. Actually, 12, Lewis Finch, the safety, had to come up along with Keenan Cooper to make that stop. But it's 2nd down and 5, or 2nd down and 4 from 4.5-yard line. And so, they put Cadillac back on their heels a little bit. A lot of motivation here for Gaylord, who has not beaten Cadillac in 7 years, and it used to be a heated rivalry. 12, Fitzek is going to keep the ball. He's going to get down to the 1-yard line. But, the last time that Cadillac and Gaylord had a meaningful game, that was Matt McDonald's senior year with Cam Selleck, who pitched it back to Knitz.
Yeah.
Or actually handed it off to Knitz and then pitched it back to Cam Selleck, who ran it in that playoff game up there in Gaylord back at, 7 years ago, 2007?
It was a long time. I think it was before that. But, that was a real memorable football game when both programs were doing real well that year, and Gaylord had that attack where it was just an aerial assault all the time.
So 3rd and 1, Cadillac holds a 1-yard loss, a 2-yard loss. That'll bring up 4th down and 3, which puts old Heaver Cleaver into a bind now with 4:14 left in the first quarter. He's going to have to make a decision what he's going to do.
No hesitation. He's got his decision
kicking.
made. They've got it figured out whatever they're going to do. They're at least going to line up, it looks like, to kick. And
so with 3:57 left in the first quarter, it looks like Gaylord's going to call a timeout. And it's 4th and 3. That was a beautiful stand by the defensive line. And that's one thing that I've talked about, with the defense of Cadillac. They haven't given up a lot of points in the red zone. They've been pretty solid. They've bended, but they haven't broke. They haven't given up the big play. And it was evident of this drive as well. Outside of that first play.
Well, they gave up the big play on the first play.
Yeah, but it wasn't a score.
No, it wasn't. They were able to chase him down, and they got him on the ground. But, the things we talked about. Did they let up a big play, and did they have any penalties that hurt? And so far, you're 8 minutes into the game, and the Cadillac's had both of those things happen, and that's why they're in the situation that they're in. Granted, it's 4th down and 3. Don't know if Gaylord's going to try to kick the field goal here or try to punch it in and get 6 on the board, but either way, those are situations that Cadillac hasn't put themselves in yet this year. They have tonight so far, so they got to look to turn it around pretty quick.
Yeah, and it looks like Petoskey's up 6-0 on TC Central early. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'd love to see Petoskey put one on TC Central. That'd give us a game up, and it'll allow us the opportunity to actually have a bad night in the Big North and still come out with a Big North championship, even though I'd like to win it outright.
They're going to go for it.
Yes, they are. So it's 4th and 3. You got to be careful of the tight end here.
Can they get a first down, Jeff, or is it goal?
Yeah, they can. They can get a first down inside the 1.
Okay.
So it's a huge roll of the dice by Cleaver. He's going to hand the ball off, and they're not going to get there. Oh, he's going to get the first down, though.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a first down.
Yeah, but he's going to get the first down, and that's, man.
No. Well, it's a confusing thing. I'm not sure that official knows that he could have got a first down, and they might have to measure for this.
They're going to measure for it.
Yeah,
but
he already called first down Cadillac, and he's going to have to take that back.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to come out here and measure. Whether or not he got the first down, I don't know, but that official, I'm pretty sure, was not aware that was a possibility either.
Yeah. I need a coffee for this one. But yeah, it's going to be a real tight measurement here because you know how football is. It's not an exact sport.
No, especially when you're dealing with, it's high school and.
Yep. They got it. No, they didn't get it. It'll be Cadillac football. So nice. Cadillac holds strong.
Listen to this crowd. Nice job by the defense to just steal themselves at the end of that whole thing. And hopefully the offense, even though they got 99 yards to go, hopefully they can get something rolling.
I tell you, this is what dreams are made of for a Cadillac quarterback, because I tell you, Gary Silvers holds the record, 96 yards on a touchdown run, and that was up in Marquette back in 2009. I was there in Marquette for that district game, and I'd love to see Lou Finch take off on a jaunt right now.
Well, I tell you what, Gaylor.
Look at the pistol look.
Yeah, and they switched their whole entire defensive line based on that formation. Lou's going to, pick up a yard maybe.
Oh, face mask.
Might be a face mask.
That's what we got. We got a face mask. It'll be a 5-yard variety. It won't be the 15. But he got his hand on that face mask. It'll be 5 yards. It'll take us out of danger. It'll be second down and probably, actually first down and 2. It won't, automatic first down?
I think it'll remain first down. It should be first down and
it'll be 3. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, first down and 4, something like that.
There's no way that was a 15-yarder.
Nope. No, he didn't mean to. He just got his hands up a little high on Lou's face mask. Should be still first down, about 4 yards to go.
If I had to guess, that was probably a 52 O'Rourke. But I'm just guessing. So, all right, here we go. Cadillac in a 3-by-1 set with T.J. Baker down low. Nate Hauk in the slot. Ethan Myers running the Y position. The Z position is.
T.J.'s going to come in now and be tight, so just 3 wide on the right side.
Yeah, Lewis Finch is going to take off running. He's going to cut back. He's got a nice cut back. He comes across the 15 to the 16, down to the 17. Nice job for Lewis Finch. Picks up the first down. They will move the chains, and Cadillac is out of the danger zone.
Nice move by Lewis. Nice little reverse action, and bought himself some space and some time, and Cadillac gives himself a little breathing room out to the 15-yard line.
All right, so it's 1st and 10. Cadillac comes out in a 2-back set, shotgun formation.
Really interesting the way that their defensive backs align themselves at the beginning of plays. Their total focus is on the backfield and what's going on. Here's Nate.
Hands off to Nate Hauk, who's going to pick up a couple yards. It looks like Holdship missed his block. No problem. The young man just did not lead block there. Nate strong enough to pick up about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. Looks like Traverse City Central scored, so they are now up 7-6, which is a very important Big North Conference matchup. I really like to see, I like to see Petoskey win, but I really like to see TC Central win because it'd be nothing better than winning it at Thoroughly again for 2 straight years last game. So, all right, a 1-by-1 with two-back set shot. Lewis Finch in the shotgun. He's going to roll out. He's got a receiver.
Ethan's got a
step. Ethan Myers, who just drops the ball. He had him out there across the 50-yard line. It was well placed. Ethan had to dive.
Ball was thrown a little bit to the inside. Ethan had to adjust a little bit, come inside, and kind of lay out a little bit for it. But Ethan knows that he wants to have that one back. If it touches his hands, he wants to bring it in. And would have been a really, really fantastic catch if he'd have brought it in. Wasn't able to.
Well, that tells the DB right now that you got a receiver that can blow by you. Okay, so that makes the DB respect that little stop and go route.
Yep.
And it's also going to make the DB respect the stop route at about 5 yards. So I expect Jim Webb to pick up on that. They go a 3-by-1 set. Lewis Finch is going to have a single back. He's going to have Michael Holchip protecting his blind side, if I had to guess. Lewis Finch is going to throw this ball on 3rd and 7. He's back to pass. He finds Nate Houck out there on a 5-yard split. He gets up the field. He's off and running. He's across the 50. He's not going to be brought down. Can they catch him? All the way across the 40-yard line into Gaylord territory before he's hauled down. That's what happens. Nate Houck made the first guy miss. Lewis Finch has been spot on the first 5 games are right there. Big first down for the Cadillac Vikings.
Kind of puts everybody in the league on notice. Nate Houck's back fully. You know, he caught that ball, and the rest of it was just pure Nate Houck, just shucking and jiving and using his little legs, moving as fast as they could move to get himself down the field. Fantastic throw, nice catch, nice yards after the catch by Nate Houck.
He was one step from taking that the distance, folks, and it looks like TJ Baker's going to be in motion here. They're going to run it left with probably Nate Houck, if I had to guess. They're going to put him in motion. There he goes. They're going to come left with the ball. They're going to option left. They got Nate Houck out there. Nice job by Nate. He's going to not really pick up a whole lot except maybe a yard, but
that was well defended by Gaylord. They weren't fooled by the option. They could tell by the same things, the same type of alignment that you saw in the motion that was going to be an option to the left side. Nice job of containing. Nice job on the quarterback.
Yeah, what I'd like to see out of that is that fake handoff, option left, but then sneak that running back out to the right. That whole defensive end's going to slide and just kind of do a little swing pass back to the right.
Jim will run some different stuff out of that, too. You know, he'll stick that thing in the gut of the running back, and then Lewis will pull back, and he'll dump it.
So, all right, we got trips.
Formation.
Yep, we got trips at the bottom of the screen. We got Michael Holchip. Lewis Finch is going to carry that ball. He's going to get up and maybe a couple yards. It's going to be 3rd and about a manageable 5 for the Cadillac Vikings and Jim Webb.
That time Lewis might have had a little bit of space to the outside that he either didn't see or he thought he had a little bit of a seam in the middle. He certainly got positive yardage with 5 out of that, but man, it just seemed like there was a blue jersey covering up every single white jersey out to the left side.
So, all right, we'll see what Jim Webb has down up with a minute left in the first quarter. 0-0 ball game. 3rd and 5 for the Vikings on the Gaylord 33-yard line.
It's been as entertaining of a 0-0 football game as you can have, I think.
Yeah, with no turnovers.
We got swings on each side.
Yep, a 2-by-2.
Michael Holchip out in the flats.
And
he loves to catch it out in the flats. Here he goes.
Nice job out there by, I think, the middle linebacker for Gaylord. It wasn't O'Rourke, but Tristan Gregory, who's also their tight end, stopped him.
Coach Webb looks like
he's going to roll the dice.
Go for it here because if they were going to kick the field goal or try anything crazy like that, they'd do it with the wind.
Well, you have a side wind, but it's going to push it. If you look at the flags on the goalpost, it's going to push it.
He likes to make his decisions quick on these things, and kudos to him.
So, all right, here we go. A 2-by-1 set. Michael Holchip, you got a tight end. Here you go. Lewis Finch rolling out left. He throws the ball.
Nice patience. Nice catch by Ethan. Hang on to it, Ethan.
Ethan Myers is going to catch the ball at the 20-yard line. Beautiful throw by Lewis Finch. That'll be a first down for the Cadillac Vikings. A huge 4th down pickup.
You know, you have no idea from a quarterback standpoint how much patience it takes and how much you just want to unload that thing quickly when you know that you're going to get railed. And Lewis did a really nice job just holding on to the ball until he found his open receiver downfield. Nice job by the Cadillac Vikings line to hold off the rush defense by the Gaylord Blue Devils. And Cadillac's going to have a first down and goal heading the other way for the second quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be on the 8-yard line. After the first quarter, it's a 0-0 game. And homecoming here in Cadillac. The Cadillac Vikings against the Gaylord Blue Devils.
Well, you just love that. I love the play calling, the decisiveness by Coach Webb there in a 4th down situation where you're not going to hem and haw. You're either going to go for it or you're not. He makes a call quick. He's going to put the ball in his best player's hands, which is Lewis. You get out there, let him make a decision in space. Is he going to try to run for the first down and 4 yards? Is he going to try to find one of his talented receivers downfield? And you just do that. And man, I tell you what, on the other side of the football field, that gives you pause because you don't really know what on the other sideline what they're going to decide from from series to series when it comes to fourth down. What are they going to do? What do we want to have our defense doing? So I give our coaching staff a ton of credit for not just having the guts, because anybody can have the guts to go for it on fourth down, but to make those decisions quick, get out there and do it, and just live by your decisions.
You know, the warm blanket, though, is you're a playoff team no matter which way you dice it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got 5 wins. It doesn't, you know, if you want to win this game, you want to go undefeated. I mean, that's the goal, to win the Big North Conference Championship. But to have the comfort knowing that you're a playoff team no matter what, because you got Manistee, you got these other teams coming up that you're better than, you know that. You can roll that dice when it's fourth down, whether it's third down.
They've built themselves a little bit of a margin so that they can do some of those things, no doubt about it. Jim's made those decisions all year, though. I mean, from game one on, those have been, you know, he's had the confidence in his offense, and he has throughout the years where he told us after last week's game, I hate to punt. You know, he's just got an aversion to it, doesn't like to give the ball to the other team. He'd rather go for it and take his chances, and usually at the high school level, that works out if you have a good football team.
So jet play two.
Jet to Nate.
Nate Hauk, who's around that left side, who finds a little seam. He gets all the way down to about the 3-yard line. I thought they had a really nice matchup with Jake Ellens down here, one-on-one with number 20, Sam Rinke, who's a senior DB. Especially Rinke probably isn't over 5'6", 5'7", and Jake Ellens is standing about 6'2". I really think they're going to utilize Jake before the night's out.
Oh, yeah. And this would be an ideal spot to do it, because he's going to have that single coverage with the same kid again, and Jake's on the wide side of the field, although if it was going to come his way on a fade pattern, he was going to line up a lot closer to center. So he's just dragging somebody out that way. My guess is we're going left.
All right, Lewis Finch around right. He's going up the middle. He's going to be stopped there short of the goal line. He's going to get down to the inside of the 1. It's going to be third down and short for Cadillac. They are going to bite first. I don't see Cadillac giving this up.
You're going to give the ball to Michael Holtz.
You give the ball to 220 pounds.
Or you keep it in Lewis's hands, one way or the other. You know, you fake to Michael and make him a blocker, or you just give it to him and say, you know, go do your thing and punch this thing in.
That's the one thing that Michael Holtship is probably one, in my mind, one of the most, you know, unsung Cadillac Vikings, because, you know, he's made the move to defensive line, he's made the move to running back, and he's more of a blocker most of the time. But Lewis Finch, handoff to the Battleship, he's going to get
touchdown, Cadillac.
Touchdown. So Michael Holtship takes it in just off that left side of the offensive line. Vikings bite first after that. They went 99 yards from the second quarter to this point in the game, and I tell you, that looms large for the Gaylord Blue Devils, knowing that we just went 99 yards in probably about 6 minutes, a sustained drive with quite a few plays on third down and fourth down, rolling the dice by Jim Webb, and Ann Remington set for the extra point. Cadillac up 6-0 with 6:25 left before half. The snap, the hold, the kick is good. Cadillac on homecoming. Oh, it's no good.
He missed it to the right, just pushed it.
So Cadillac holds a 6-0 lead on homecoming, but you know, you just proved to the Blue Devils right now that you can move the ball 99 yards.
Well, it's a collective effort on Cadillac's part. You know, the defense to hold them on the goal line, get the ball back to the Vikings, and then a 99-yard drive, as you said, to cap it off with Michael Holtship, which, you know, Michael Holtship, there was nothing there. That's just a kid who's got more strength, more power in his legs, who, as he was tackled going down, is going to give you some positive yardage. And, man, just nice stuff by the Vikings to get the lead. You'd like to get the extra point to cap it off with a 7-point lead, but 6-0 Cadillac. They're on the board first.
And we do have fireworks here at homecoming. I'm pretty sure Jason Main is probably the result of a lot of that. So Cadillac with a 6-0 lead with 10:25 left before half. And Remington, the Prince, will be kicking off to the Gaylord Blue Devils. Back deep is Cotton Neff, number 21, and an unidentified Blue Devil.
No need to adjust your color on your screen. If you saw the flags that the officials are throwing coming out look a little bit reddish or pink, that's for a purpose. That's what I just announced for Breast Cancer Awareness Week.
So, all right, a good start to homecoming here. Cadillac Vikings take a 6-0 lead. Andrew Remington set the kickoff.
A little bit of right to left breeze.
Andrew Remington is going to field it right about the 10-yard line. He's going to bring it out across 15 to the 20 before he's going to be met there by 52 Hunter Smaker, who in my book has been a real big surprise this year. I knew he was good.
Hunter Smaker's an athlete. I
Yep.
mean, he is a flat-out athlete that has a nose for the football, is able to shuck blockers and find it, and man, he has certainly been a standout on the defensive side of the ball, no question about it.
Yeah, there's not too many of him walking around the halls at 6'1", 190.
No.
And that's,
Cadillac's got 11 or 12 guys on the field.
So it looks like T.J. Baker, middle linebacker. Fitzek is going to keep the ball. He's going to run up the middle. He's going to pick up about 8 yards before he's finally brought down there. But I tell you, Gaylord has shown the ability to be able to move the ball and control the offensive line.
And they haven't thrown a single pass.
No.
And we're a good quarter and 2 minutes into this thing, and they've just moved the ball with their offensive line and their backs.
Yeah, we've the first 5 games controlled the line of scrimmage, both defensively and offensively, and right now the offenses are really controlling this game. And so I like to see our defensive line kind of dig in. They're getting pushed around a little bit by Gaylord's offensive line, who's got some nice size. I don't know how big number 77 is, but they don't got him listed, but he's got to be. And Fitzek's going to keep it. Nice job by Keenan Cooper, who read that off his right defensive end, and 52 Smaker, who came off that defensive tackle. 84 Cody Lux was in on that tackle as well. So nice job there by the Cadillac defensive line, Cody Lux and 44 Keenan Cooper off that right linebacker, and it's going to be 3rd and 3 for Gaylord.
Hunter Smaker back into the game now for Dominic Cataldo.
So, all right, a big 3rd down. I think if they can stop him, no gain here. I think Gaylord will punt the ball away, but they got a 1-by-1. They got a full candlestick going on in the backfield. You don't know which way they're going to go. Hand it off to Cotton Neff off that right side. Nothing going on there.
Nice job by
He's going to be stuck there by the left defensive line.
I'm just shocked that on a 3rd down like that. Yeah, well, with what they've got in their passing attack, I'm amazed that they haven't thrown the ball yet, and they're willing to keep that thing on the ground. And nice job by Coach Baker and his boys to make some adjustments and slant and angle and stunt and do the things that they have to do. You know, they're not a defensive line that's going to stand there and in the gap and just be able to take it all game long. And they got to do some different things and be creative, and they were in those last 2 plays in that series, and they're going to get the ball back as a result.
So Gaylord will punt the ball away. You got Ethan Myers.
Well, look at that pass protection in the backfield. Yeah. You're not going to block anybody in there.
This is poison here.
Let it go. Get out of the way. Oh, it was.
So it's going to be out at about the 47-yard line, 48, 49, 50, wow. 50, 49-yard line of Gaylord, where Cadillac will take over in Gaylord territory. And field goal or field position right now is being won by Cadillac, and their defense is leading the way.
It's little things, you know. You look at that punt right there. That's probably a good punter on their side, but the special teams come into play huge. And when you look at holes on teams and stuff, that's a big situation right there. That's a 30-yard difference. If you just make a normal punt that gets fielded and tackled, now you just kick the thing out of bounds. You've only gained about 7 yards, and you give a really good offense a short field with a coach that just loves to work with that stuff. That's a big, big play right there.
This is a design run for Lewis Finch, or it's a pass to the tight end. Here it goes. Lewis Finch is going to run off that right side. He's going to.
Oh, is that
wow? Is that a forearm shiver?
That was a hit to the head. I don't know.
Yeah, number 17. That's Gregory.
It's weird. You know, there's a lot of rules in college and pros that, you know, like that right there. If you hit somebody in the head in the NFL and take them down because of that hit to the head, it's a penalty. It's a 15-yard penalty and probably another $100,000 fine.
Yeah.
But in high school, it's fine. They don't. You know, there's no penalty, no call on it.
So all right,
Trips
here
left.
Yep, we're bunched up top. We hand off to Michael Holdship, the battleship, who's going to pick up maybe a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and manageable for Cadillac. This is Jim Webb's zone right here. This is where he likes to dial stuff up. You know, you're not going to throw the ball here in my mind. I think you've controlled the line of scrimmage enough. I think you're going to probably take Lewis Finch and roll him out left, make him make a decision, or run an option play.
I look for Jim to a little bit of a play-action situation here where he tries to get something big out of this 3rd and short situation. If they don't get it, he's going to go right to the line of scrimmage and run Michael or Lewis.
So Lewis Finch is running right. Here he goes. Up the gut, and he's going to pick up a first down. So Lewis Finch is going to fake handoff to Michael Holdship. 59 had him in the backfield, just couldn't quite wrap him up. Forrest
it's the elusive speed.
Name is, but
it's the
the game.
Well, I just don't think the teams give Lewis the respect with his feet. They give him the respect with his arm because they all know that he can throw, but just ability to make people miss. And like we've talked about it, he's had a lot of mentors in front of him that have done the same thing. Jalen and then Gary Silvers before him, where you make yourself skinny and you're able to scamper for 2 or 3 yards when it looks like you should be stopped in the backfield.
Cadillac just reloads, and here goes T.J. Baker up the top of the screen. You got a bunch formation down low. Sooner or later, you're going to throw a screen to Jake Ellens, and then you're going to run up the field, and it looks like a timeout. Jim Webb did not like something on the field being 1st and 10 with 6.5 left before the half, up 6-0.
No problem. You can't take the timeouts home with you. You might as well use them when you need them. It's 1st down. He wants to make sure he's got his guys all on the same page. Looked like he either had somebody misaligned or something he didn't like to see out there. So,
yeah, the one thing I like about this, John, is I don't feel like this game. I feel like you have a better team in blue than you have in white, and so far the tempo and the pace of this game has been controlled by the Cadillac Vikings, even when they were driving, and they had that big play. I think you're going to see that out of Gaylord. I think they are a better team. But I just don't think they have that same mindset that Cadillac has, that Cadillac's experienced the last 5 years with the playoff teams that we've had. Cadillac's just been here before. Gaylord, they're trying to really come back into their own and make that name for themselves. And they're on the road against one of the best opponents in the Big North in Cadillac. And, there's nothing there that scares me on Gaylord's sideline.
No, I think it's a nice matchup for Cadillac and for Gaylord. What I see on their side of the football that I haven't seen in past years is just raw athleticism with speed that allows them to stay in plays and shut down guys that we know are pretty fast. And then they're organized. These guys know exactly what their coach wants done, and they're willing to do it. Here's a
nice
good
red by O'Rourke. 52 O'Rourke, the middle linebacker, was not fooled. The thing is with Lewis Finch, that's one thing they talked about in the Gaylord paper is, they're going to try to take away the run. So they're going to mirror Lou. They're not really going to try to over-penetrate into the backfield on Lewis. They're going to just try to stay in front of him. And that was a classic example right there where O'Rourke just stayed home.
Yeah.
That dump pass had, nothing going on there.
Yeah, it was because it wasn't poorly executed on the offensive side. It was a nice little.
We've never run the screen pass well.
No, it was a nice little screen pass, and there was just nothing there because, as you said, O'Rourke stayed home.
So, all right, here we go. A 2-by-2 set. Lewis checks off to his right. Holdship's going to protect his blind side on the left. Lewis Finch back to pass. He's rolling out. He's going to get a comeback on. There he is. He's there. He missed it, but nice. He's got T.J. Baker across the middle. He had Ethan Myers on the little stop route. But Lewis kind of, bowed his time and passed it to T.J., who was scraping from that tight end position. 1st down for the Vikings.
Yeah, just, again, nice patience by Lewis to see that. I didn't see Ethan come open, but I'm sure he obviously did. I don't know if it was long or short, but just that's the versatility of the Vikings right there. If you're going to stop us on the run, you stop us, you make a great defensive play on our screen pass. There's still something there. You can't take a playoff against the Vikings, and they draw that out, bring it over to the left side of the field, and give Lewis all that time without making a holding penalty. That's a nice job by the Vikes.
So how much respect do you think they have now? There's Nate Houck off that left side. Offensive line did a really nice job picking up about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. But how much respect do you think the opponents are starting to gain for number 42, Jake Ellens, who's absolutely torched the Big North the first couple games with 120, 115, 130 yards receiving? They're really starting to pay attention to him.
Hunter Schmaker just came off the sidelines. Looks like he's nursing an injury that he's really not happy with what he's feeling anyway. I think that's Hunter, 52.
Yeah, it is. So, all right, a 2-by-2 set with Michael Holdship in the backfield. Lewis Finch fakes. He rolls out to his right. He's got receivers. He's looking. He's scanning the field. Look at they're mirroring him. Lewis Finch is going to throw the ball, pick it off. Uh-oh, bad decision there.
Yep.
A little bit late across the field. The safety came across. Lou knew it. He probably should have thrown it away. But in any case, that's the first turnover. Probably, I think, the first interception.
Second interception
Lewis has thrown.
Yeah.
But he made a mistake throwing that late.
He did. He had Jake Ellens on the comeback after, the original pattern. The defender did a nice job, had Jake well covered. Jake planted his foot, came back to the ball and was open. And Lewis had already taken off the other direction and just didn't account for the speed, again, of Gaylord. They got some fast kids in the backfield. They can close and make up ground, and they're going to take over, and defense has got to make another stop.
So, all right, a 2-by-1 set. Fitzek back in shotgun formation. They look like Cadillac. They're putting the guy in motion. Hand off to Cotton Neff. He's going to keep it. Cotton Neff, nothing going on there. Nice job. Keenan Cooper held the edge. Looks like a little extracurricular activity there between number 43 for Cadillac, Dominic Cataldo. There's nothing wrong with a little testosterone in football.
Dom is, he's a kid that's strong, likes to use his strength, and if he feels like he's being slighted by somebody, he's going to put a little extra shot on you.
So, all right, 3:56 left in the half. It's, they got a game up there in Traverse City, too, at 7-6 at half. Petoskey and Traverse City knotted up. Gaylord and Cadillac here knotted up so far.
Was that a sideline warning? And I'm not sure what the call was. They're marching them off 5 yards. I have no idea what they just called.
I don't know.
Cadillac will take it.
Yep, it looks like it's going to be a 10-yard variety at least. 5 yards. I don't know what it was. O'Rourke probably tested positive for something.
I'm not sure if it was after the play or on the play. I never saw the flag. Those pink things don't stand out as much as the yellow ones do on the field, so I never saw that there was a flag until they started to march the ball backwards. It's going to be first and 15, so it must have been on the play.
Not as emotional on our sideline as I'd like to see it.
No, it's a level-headed crew, as you alluded to earlier. Excitement is definitely good and needed.
So Fitzek on that jet sweep, fakes it. Kind of running the same type of stuff that Traverse City Central likes to run. They've almost kind of mirrored their offense. They fake to that jet, and
they still haven't thrown the ball.
No, I know.
We're almost through the entire first half, and there's yet to be a play from scrimmage where Gaylord puts the ball in the air. So what their game plan is coming in. They feel like they can move the ball. They have done that, but it's been a net zero.
In my mind, I think they want to keep Cadillac's offense off the field, and that's with ball control, because Cadillac has shown the ability to put 50 points up on the board, and I think they're trying to grind the game out and make it a 2-score game, and they've done a good job right now. So Fitzek hands off to Foster, but he's going to go back to pass. He's got him deep. He had him.
Through him.
Wow. Looks like Jake Ellens bid on it a little bit. 88. Good thing Fitzek can't throw a good ball. And Cadillac will come back 3rd and 9. But he had a step on him.
He had a step on him, and the reason he had a step on him was all the great play action in the backfield. You've run the ball and done nothing but run it for the entire first half, and you stick the ball on the gut, and we've had some situations where our defensive backs and our safety have had to make plays on the run game. Jake's going to have to come off real quick and chat about that. Looked like he maybe was beat by a step, but not too much. And
well, we got probably about 8 or 9 two-way players. They're going to get tired.
Definite passing situation here. Let's see what Gaylord does.
3rd and 9 with 2:52 left before half. Fitzek got a running back to his left. He's going to throw the ball out there to number 26, who's going to catch the ball for a first down.
That's too much space given.
Yeah.
Too much space by Johnny Alberts. You got to know where the first down markers is and what the offensive team is trying to get to, and Johnny just gave him a little bit too much cushion there.
So that'll be a first down for the Gaylord Blue Devils. Cadillac up 6-0. A little bit of a late start here tonight due to homecoming.
There's a flag. I'm not sure what it is or where it's going.
I think it's on Cadillac face mask.
Personal foul. Wow. I didn't see that, whatever it was. But
well, was it 26 coming in late, Hauk? I'm sorry,
Oh,
McMurray.
maybe they called it a hit out of bounds.
Yeah, I think McMurray came in a little late. I saw it, but I didn't think they threw the flag on it. But
could be.
Yeah.
Just another penalty that's not
uncharacteristic of Cadillac.
Yeah, absolutely. It hasn't been part of what they've done all year. 2:46 to go in the first half. Still holding a 6-0 lead, but man, you'd really like to finish out this first half with a stop by Cadillac and be able to put some more points on the board going into halftime.
All right, so Gaylord Blue Devils are driving. They're on their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10. They're going to send a 2-by-2 out. They got Foster in the backfield, going to protect Fitzek. Fitzek back to pass. He's going to do on a quarterback draw.
It's a hold. It wasn't called.
And Fitzek is still on his feet across. Michael Holchip had his paws on him, couldn't quite bring him down.
Well, Michael was held, and it wasn't seen.
It
wasn't called.
Dude,
way back at the line of scrimmage. And then it was.
You know, the one thing I don't like about that, Fitzek just did the Superman pose. Dude, you've won one game in the last 3 years, bud. You know, I don't know. I don't like that at all. You know, it'd be different if you were, you know, the class act of the Big North.
They're in the hurry up now. It's 2:39 to go.
And I don't want to call it a high school player, but man, don't do the Superman pose. So Fitzek back to pass. Looks like he's going to try to dump it off. He's going to stay on his feet, get down to about the 36-yard line where he's brought down there with 2:25 left in the half. Cadillac Vikings showing a little bit of bending here defensively. And a lot of it has to do with, you know, Fitzek. He's done a nice job. Nothing's there. He takes off running. He's a strong athlete.
There's a lot of nice quarterbacks in the Big North this year. Fitzek, you can see he's got the athleticism, the ability to make a throw. Haven't seen a ton of accuracy, but we've only seen him, you know, try to make a throw or two tonight. But he's got the ability to pull that thing down after, you know, and elude some defenders and scamper for some huge yards if you try to over-pursue him.
So, all right, here they are in a 3-by-1 set. Foster is going to protect Fitzet's backside. Hands off to Foster. Nope, he's going to keep it. And he's going to pick up the first down. They're going to give it to him. They're going to stop the clock just short of the 30-yard line where there's a 1:43 left before half. And if you're the Cadillac Vikings, you can deal with 3-4 yards because they won't get in 2 minutes. Each team has 2 timeouts left. Cotton Neff is going to check back in. Cadillac. Not a lot of emotion from Cadillac. You know, just kind of, it's kind of a...
They're going to measure for a first down here. Yeah, you know, Cadillac's even-keeled, and sometimes that, you know, it can look like a lack of emotion. If it really is a lack of emotion, that's a problem. But if it's just, you know, them trying to stay level-headed and play a football game, I see that. I understand that. They've been pretty, you know, just stoic all year. They expect to win football games. They expect to execute well, and they celebrate afterwards.
Yeah, I guess the expectation the last couple years when you start looking at the programs that Cadillac has had from football to basketball, these kids have been in a lot bigger games than, I guess, a Gaylord Cadillac game.
Yeah,
and
they won't be overwhelmed by the moment. That's for sure. They still got to figure out a way to execute a little bit better as far as limiting those penalties have been huge. And stop the big play here so you can go into halftime with a lead. It's 6-0 right now, 1:42 to go and counting.
So it's 1st and 10 for Gaylord on Cadillac's 31-yard line. Fitzek back to pass. He's going to throw it across the middle. He's got a guy wide open. He's at the 5. Touchdown for Gaylord. They score right before half. I think there was a mix-up on the line. I think they were in Tiger zone. I think the safety came over a little too far. Ethan Baker got himself out of position, and Gaylord took advantage of it and scored.
Big play. And again, when you let those up, now you put yourself in a situation you're going to be in a football game all night long when you let big plays go and you have some penalties.
A little bit of a mix-up. So, all right, Gaylord will set the point after attempt. The southpaw, the hold, the snap, they're going to, it's a legal procedure. They're going to decline it. I hope it's a declinable penalty, not before snap.
No.
But if it's before snap, they're going to march it back 5, and yep. Dang it.
Well, it looked like, you know, Fitzek does a nice job with the ball. He's creative with it, and he drew Lewis over a little bit. Lewis was at the safety. He drew him over to the left side a little bit, and then he threw back to the seam on the right-hand side and kind of right dead nuts between where Lewis and Jake cover the football field.
So, all right, point after attempt.
Jim's looking for an explanation.
Well, Jim wants a non-dead ball. but he's going to get.
Oh, they must have snapped it before the ball was blown ready to play, because there wasn't any yardage marked off in any direction here.
Okay, yeah, and Jim wants it marked back because that's a legal procedure.
Was there a flag thrown, or did they just blow it dead because they snapped it before it was blown ready to play?
I don't know.
I think if the center moves the ball before it's blown ready to play, then that is an illegal procedure because it's a 5-yard penalty. But
that's what Jim wants, I think, a legal procedure.
We don't have do-overs.
So Petoskey's best running back got hurt, separated shoulder. Boucher is out for the season.
Ouch.
They're done.
Well,
they took third in the Big North. Good luck next year. That'd be us like losing our quarterback, you know. Really, at the end of the day. So, all right.
So they'll march off the 5. They'll re-kick this thing. And
it's got to be a legal procedure. If the center isn't smart enough not to wait for the whistle, he moved the ball. It's a legal procedure. It'll make it a 15-yard point after attempt. So, all right. That hopefully he misses it by like half an inch.
Short?
Yeah. Short by a yard. This isn't Pop Warner. I don't think he's going to be short.
Cadillac's going to get the ball with about 1:30 left to go here, and
it's doable. I mean, Cadillac
it's real doable.
Quick.
They love to play fast, but Gaelick's shown their ability to cover some stuff downfield, and what they haven't shown is their ability to get to Lewis in the backfield, and as long as he's got some time back there, good things can happen.
They're mirroring him, though.
Yeah,
they're not coming after him.
They're kind of playing a Jalen Brooks defense where they have somebody who's
they've seen enough.
They've
seen enough the last 5 weeks that they're not going to over-penetrate.
Yep.
So, all right, the longer point after attempt, which is actually a 25-yarder, is going to be up and good.
No good. Wow.
No good. So, all right. I'm 2 for 2 on point after attempts tonight. And
they all look good to us up here. I don't understand it, but maybe somebody, do the officials know it's
this is like
to go
a Cadillac basketball game after 3.
Yeah.
3 quarters of play, 6 to 6.
6 to 6. It's good. It's our pace. It's our kind of game.
So, minute 31 left before half on Homecoming 2014. It's a 6 to 6 game. It's everything I thought it wouldn't be. I thought Cadillac was a 3-touchdown favorite, and I still think they are before the end of the game.
Well, I really thought we were in for kind of a high-scoring affair here with both offenses knowing that they could put points up, and both defenses knowing that they have a little bit of vulnerability to them. But here we are, 6 to 6 with a minute 30 to go in the first half. Two good football teams, two teams that are well coached, that are disciplined, that know what they want to do, and it's been a good game. It's been entertaining, and
I think if you play this game personally on a non-homecoming night, this is a 3-touchdown game. I think it's a better team on the blue. I don't think we've got rolling yet. I think we've had some, like you've talked about, some penalties. We've shot ourselves, and I think we're a better team.
And we let up a big score.
Yep.
It's just not something that we've done yet. And so the big question becomes, can you overcome that and still win a football game that's winnable? And we're going to find out.
So, all right, the kickoff after that score is going to go to Ethan Myers, who is a dangerous returner. He's going to pick it up. He's going to come across the 20-yard line. He's at the 25. He's got a seam. He's got the weak side of the field. He's still on his feet. He might go all the way. He's at the 50 to 40. He's got a cutback to the 30. He's got another cutback. Cadillac is in business down to the 23-yard line by a 78-yard return by Ethan Myers, and that stokes the fire, John.
Boy, I tell you what, just with the doctor ordered right there, one of your best players comes up and kind of muffs the ball originally, and I don't know if that created some confusion on Gillard's part or not, but nice couple of jukes and moves by Ethan, and 23 yards to go to pay dirt, minute 16 to go in the half.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to run a 3-0 here. We got 3 out top. Michael Holdship might be getting this ball. Maybe a counter tray back to the weak side with Lewis Finch, but I don't think he's going to throw it. He's going to run the ball or have the decision. Here he comes, weak side. Lewis Finch off that right side. He's got a hole all the way down to the 10-yard line. Man, I tell you, Jim Webb's lucky I'm not the defensive coordinator.
Well, you've seen our offense run a few times.
I've seen the offense a lot.
I'm glad that the headset's not on the opposing coach's ears from up here.
It was a nice play call, but like I said, I've had the advantage of you know, probably 24 games of watching this offense or more and calling it. A minute 10. We're knocking on the door at the 10-yard line. It's 1st and goal from the 10.
I think this ball goes to Michael Holdship.
I think we throw it. I think Lewis Finch, you're going to keep it in his hands. Nope, you're going to give it to Michael Holdship, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard.
Nice
we still got 2 timeouts.
He got a couple out of that. He's all the way down to about the 7-yard line.
This is where this is where I like to see T.J. Baker. We're on the right side. T.J. Baker, he's going to go in motion. Lewis Finch to his strong hand. You're going to roll him left, and you're going to get T.J. Baker to set up in that little 10-yard zone area while people are kind of scraping across the field. We saw it last year against Ogama in both district game and the first game where Patrick Briggs kind of made that rolled across. And I think Jim Webb's probably going to put the ball in his best player's hands. He's going to keep it in Lou's hands. He can make the decision to run. You still got a timeout. So if he doesn't get to the end zone, you're still calling a timeout. But you're going to roll him out left, let him make that decision, see T.J. Baker, and I just think Cadillac's going to score here in 5:53 seconds. Yeah,
there's certainly a lot of different things that he can do, and sometimes you have so many options out there that becomes your trouble. You try to figure out, okay, which one do we want to try to utilize here, but yeah, I like the ball in Lewis's hands, letting him make that decision.
Yeah, I just don't see handing the ball off here. You let Lou decide if he's going to run it.
We talk about
it. Still have a timeout.
Yeah, we talk about it in basketball, and I think it's Jim's shown it his tendency to call plays in football the same way. It's when the chips are on the table and the pressure's on, and the game's on the line, all that kind of stuff. It's more about players than it is plays, and he's always liked to keep the ball in his best player's hands. So we'll see what happens.
So all right, you got trips down low. You got T.J. Baker up top. Lewis Finch has got to be going to the left side here. He's looking. Nice dump pass. I don't like that play at all.
Wow.
I don't like that at all.
It's an interesting call.
It is.
It's a little center.
They have
almost like a shuttle pass without the shuttle part of it to your fullback.
The thing I don't like about it is Gaylord has not shown they're going to come up the field with any sort of pass rush.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not pinning their ears back and just and coming straight at you. They're kind of holding back and creating a little bit of pocket. It's almost like a little bit of a power game would help.
Here's a pistol. We're running right. Pistol. We got 1 timeout. We're going to try to stuff Lewis Finch in the end zone right here from 5 yards out. Lewis Finch, no, he's back to pass. He's got time. He's looking. He's got guy across the middle, and it's just tapped. He had T.J. Baker coming across the middle. It was a nice play by the outside linebacker, number 44, Shane Foster, who's also the running back. I like that, though, because now you still got a timeout. You got 2 shots at the end zone.
Well,
you got 1
now.
shot, 4th and 6. Yep. What do you do?
Well, you either kick the field goal or go for it. It looks like they're going to try to go for the 6. Something that's going to roll Lewis out probably to his strong hand. He's going to go to the left side and try to create something, get a receiver to bust himself open, or take the ball himself into the end zone.
He's rolling right, dude. I'm telling you. I have watched a lot of football. Lewis Finch is rolling right. T.J. Baker, he's down in 3-point stance. 4th and 6, 15 seconds. Lewis Finch is rolling left. John called it. He's got a guy in the end zone, and it's tapped. And Gaylord holds strong.
It's a big stop by Gaylord.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Very big stop. And Cadillac's defense will come back onto the field. Man, Cadillac had a golden opportunity set up there by Ethan Meyer's return kickoff.
Yeah, and now Gaylord's got 11 seconds to do something, see if they just try to kind of run this thing out.
I would not put this ball in the air.
Well, I think they'll probably play a little conservative. They got to be happy going into halftime with a 6-6 tie.
Because they get the ball first.
Yep. Yeah, they'll get the ball coming out of halftime, so.
I need a coffee break.
All things considered, the first half here, as we see the last play, probably the last play of the half tick off here, probably not the half that the Cadillac Vikings were looking for as far as execution goes and
tackle him, good job.
Capitalizing on, opportunities and fending off the penalties like they have so far in the year. All that stuff has just not really gone their way, and whether it's all the hoopla that homecoming brings with it, or they're tired, it's kind of the midseason blues, whatever it happens to be, they're going to have to fix some stuff at halftime and come out with a little bit more passion, a little bit more urgency, a little bit more purpose, and a little bit more, directness in their offensive, game plan and execution. And
I haven't seen guys take over.
No, it's just been kind of looks like a lot of guys are just out there tonight, and it's not something that we've seen all year. So hopefully halftime we come back in about 10, 15 minutes, and that's all changed.
All right, so at half, you're hearing it here on CCTV with Jeff Brooks, John Emmington. It's 6-6, a knotted tie with the Gaylord Blue Devils, and we'll be right back after these messages. All right, you're back with TV 97 and 98, or actually 197 and 198. CCTV, Jeff Brooks, John Emmington. Homecoming 2014, 2 minutes and 26 seconds before we get going in the second half, where they're 6-6 ball game between the Cadillac Vikings and the Gaylord Blue Devils. And, a well-played game so far, John. Not a lot of mistakes. I think there's been one mistake on both sides, I think, as far as a turnover. Maybe Gaylord doesn't have a turnover, but I think it's on downs they have a turnover. But, Cadillac's a couple mistakes, mental mistakes for penalties, and then that big turnover when we were down inside their 30-yard line, that interception. Nice play by Gaylord. But, this is something that Cadillac has not seen a lot of so far, is a close game going into the second half. We've pretty much controlled the pace of the game the first 5 games. And so, we'll see a little bit what Cadillac's made of in the second half here.
Yeah, there's no question. The Vikings just have not been quite as sharp and crisp as they have been in the past few weeks. They had a few closer games earlier on in the year, and you've got a senior-laden football team over there, and the guys that are in the skill positions and the guys that you're going to rely on to try to win this football game and come back. They've been in a lot of close games, so I don't feel like they're going to be overcome by the moment of, holy cow, we might actually lose a football game. But they got to figure out a way to get themselves back to where they're just concentrating on the moment. How do we execute this play? Because that's what they've done all year long, is they've just gone out and made plays on both sides of the football, and that's kind of what they've gone to 5-0 doing that. And now all of a sudden this year this game they find themselves in a 6-6 tie at halftime against a team that probably coming in here that they felt pretty good about playing. But you can tell by watching the Gaylord football team play, they're really well coached, and them getting Fitzek back at quarterback is a major thing for them. That kid can run. He's shown that he's got an arm, although they haven't had a prolific passing attack game plan tonight. But Cadillac they're in for a football game tonight. It certainly appears. It doesn't look like this thing is going to be a runaway or anything else. They have had a few opportunities where they didn't capitalize and get points on the board in the end. They have had a couple of penalties that's uncharacteristic, and they've turned the ball over a couple times. So it's time to buckle down and get back to just basic football discipline, hard-nosed attack, do the thing that they do well, which is just be really focused and disciplined and execute well on both sides.
Yeah, Cadillac has not put up the offensive numbers that we have seen the last few weeks. I think Michael Holchip leads Cadillac right now with 8 rushes for 71 yards at the half. Lewis Finch, the quarterback, has 9 rushes for 27 yards. And then Fitzek on the other side of the ball has rushed the ball 10 times for 110 yards, but that was because he had a 67-yard first run. So we've held Gaylord in check outside of that first run, but it hasn't been a huge offensive explosion. And it's just kind of been a stalemate back and forth. And, maybe the second half will play a little different, but right now, so far, it's been a defensive struggle.
You have to hand it to the Gaylord defense and their coaching staff. They've been able to bottle up the Vikings, especially down in the red zone, which has not happened at all this year. There's so many weapons, and they've done a nice job of covering up.
So Andrew Remington kicks that deep. It's going to be out of bounds. Illegal procedure against Cadillac will go, and they will get the ball probably starting at the 35-yard line of Gaylord. So 1st and 10, the Gaylord offense will come onto the field.
It's just not the way you want to start off. Andrews, he's a good kicker. He's put that thing in the end zone. You got the win at your back, and you got to pin him deep, not let him have the ball at the 35-yard line. So, all right. The Gaylord offense and the Cadillac defense will do battle here to start the second half. 6-6 game. See what Gaylord has in store. Fitzek in a one-back set. Receiver down low, nobody up top with the tight end. Hand the ball off to Cotton Neff around that right side. Gets some yardage, and then he's drilled pretty hard.
Still on his feet.
Still going.
Yep. They're going to give him forward progress at about the 40-yard line, a 5-yard gain. But, you know, the offensive line controlled it, found a nice little hole there off that right side.
Well, you can tell coming out here, you know, Gaylord has got a little bit of bounce in their step. You can tell that they're happy with their first half, and you can tell that the Vikings are not happy with their first half. You can just see a little bit of flat-footedness, a little bit of staleness on the sideline and the guys out on the field. So what happens when that goes on is somebody's got to step up and make a big play, and that's when everything can turn.
So, all right, Fitzek hands off to Cotton F again around that left side.
Nice job by the interior line.
Yeah, it was off that right side of the Cadillac defense, who stopped him after a gain of about 1. That'll bring up 3rd and 4 for Gaylord.
Holdchip, Durga, Cody Lux were all in there, and I think even Johnny Albert's got his paws on him.
Yeah, number 26 for Cadillac, who's been a nice surprise, Dan McMurray, is on that right outside linebacker position on the weak side.
That's where you got to be a little bit leery of the play action stuff.
So 3rd and 4. Big play in the second half. They got an I-back formation. They're going to hand off, and they're not going to get it.
Boy, he's still driving. He is going to get it.
Oh, he is going to get it.
Nice push by the offense at the end of that.
He kept his feet moving as a running back, and that's important. And so that's going to be a first down for Gaylord. Initial stop was 2 yards short of the first down, but then he kept his momentum going. And they got a nice little C in the middle of the field. It's been a while since I've seen
I see that.
Actually a Cadillac. I'd like to see Cadillac basketball put a C in the middle of their floor instead of just wood.
Put that on the agenda.
Yep. So, all right. Hopefully they get new warm-ups this year, too. So, all right, 44 Foster still stays on his feet. He's struggling for yards. He's got a cutback, and he's finally going to be brought down at the Cadillac 35-yard line. But that's something that we have not seen from Cadillac very often, is a guy that can break tackles like this Foster, Shane Foster. I know he's got to be over 200 pounds. I remember him from last year. And what a strong run there before we finally hauled him down. It's going to be a first down for Gaylord.
Boy, he's a big, strong kid and just a junior for Gaylord, and he wasn't going to be brought down easily, stayed on his feet. Cadillac finally did a nice job of bringing him down, but Gaylord continues to have no problem moving the ball on the ground against the Vikings defense.
So, all right, time for Cadillac defense to dig in. Early on in this third quarter, 2 minutes gone. It's still a 6-6 tie. Looks like I-back formation. I think Cleaver's just going to, you know, try to wear down Cadillac's defensive line. Nice penetration there by Cadillac. Finally, T.J. Baker came up and made the hit, but not before a 2-yard gain.
A bunch of close tackles, just nice hits in the beginning of that run, but Gaylord does a nice job. The running backs just keep moving their feet and get some positive yardage.
You know, the game plan here of Gaylord really is interesting to me, John. We have a lot of two-way players, and we have a lot of two-way players on the defensive line. And if they just want to sit here and pound us in I formation, because they really don't have to air the ball out because it's a tight game.
Yep.
And they're going to hand the ball off, and nice job there by the push by the defensive line. Michael Holdchip on that right tackle came in along with number 84, Cody Lux. And our linebackers cleaned house. That'll bring up a 3rd and long, just what the doctor ordered for Cadillac.
Bunch of gang tackling. You look for in a game like this, you know, you look for some guys, especially some of the seniors over there, and especially on the defensive side of the ball, to just start getting in some face masks and getting some guys a little bit revved up, a little bit fired up, because it's an emotional game. You can see the sideline trying to get the crowd involved a little bit. It's a big play. 3rd down, 9 yards to go.
Yeah, I think this is 4th down territory for Gaylord, though. Fitzek back to pass. He has some time. He's going to take off running. He's not going to be there. He's tried to do the spin. The grass stuck him. The linebacker scraped. It's going to be a minimal pickup. I got to believe they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I would think you're in 4-down territory here. Nice job by Fitzek to get to the outside, but then an even better job by the Vikings defense to not let him get to the outside, keep him corralled up in the middle, bring him down for a minimal gain.
So Dominic Cataldo is going to come in at middle linebacker. Out comes Hunter Smaker. So we're going to go with a little bit more of a package for passing. They got
trips right. That kid's offside.
Yeah, they got a trips down low. They got one receiver set. Fitzek back to pass. He's going to fake. He's not going to make it. He's going to scamper out of there. He's on the roll now. He's going to pick up the first down if he runs.
Doggone it.
And he's going to be down to the 15. He's got to cut back, and he's going to be leveled out there at the 10.
Keenan Cooper's got to come up sooner. Keenan was kind of mirroring him and trying to stay with the receiver downfield at the same time, but Keenan's got to commit and come up and make that play.
Yeah, Steven Fitzek right now has been the difference maker in this game regarding with his feet. He showed the ability to get out of almost kind of like a Ben Hartley from Ogama. Get out of trouble.
Yep. Coach Baker wasn't happy because there was a couple of the Cadillac Vikings that had him corralled there where they wanted him, and just weren't able to keep their mitts on him. You gotta keep your feet moving. He's elusive, he's athletic, he's big, he's strong. But they played against guys like that before, and just takes a little bit more discipline. Don't overrun stuff. Don't run past.
So all right, Gaylord knocking on the door. 1st and goal to go from the 10. 44 Foster around that left side. He's got the angle. Touchdown, Gaylord. And they bite first on their first possession. Jim Webb wants a hold. The outside linebacker wanted a hold. He got hooked a little bit, and Gaylord takes the lead.
Yeah, he might have been held. You still have to have a second line of defense out there, too, even if he was held. And at any rate, wasn't called. Gaylord's going to take an early lead here in the second half, and now you're really going to see how Cadillac's experience and, kind of see what you're made of here. You're going to go into the second half. You're at home. You're at homecoming. You're going to be down by a touchdown.
So, all right.
Unfamiliar territory. See how it goes.
The point after attempt is up, and he missed it.
No, it looks good.
I should have said he made it. I'm 0 for 3 on point after attempts tonight. But Gaylord takes a 13-6 lead.
Yeah,
early in the third quarter. Well, halfway through the third quarter. So it's just time to buckle down and make things happen offensively.
John Durga, I think, was the one who was held on that play, and he was trying to plead his case, long after the touchdown to the man in the white hat, and Jim Webb's going to still try to plead it. They're obviously not going to change the call, but Jim's at least going to let him know that he missed the call, and it might have cost his team a touchdown. But the Vikings as a whole, when you got 3rd down and long, and then you've got 4th down and long, you've got to get off the football field, and you got to give your offense back the ball. They weren't able to do that. You talked a little bit about the defense and the fact that Gaylord was able to pound the ball, and you got a lot of two-way players out there, and that the tiredness, the stuff that we talked about early in the year is what we knew was kind of a shortcoming of the Vikings was that depth, and through 5 games this year, the depth hasn't really mattered because you struck yourself out to a big lead, and then those ball control offenses that we've been able to handle and play against, all of a sudden they have to score quickly. Well, in this game, you didn't get out to a quick lead. Now you're in a football game. It's 13-6, and you're going to have some tired guys. So you really, really got to dig deep and find a way to pull out a victory and grind it out.
Yeah, and I just expect some of our seniors, some of our skilled players to figure that out. We've been here before. This is nothing new. Down 7. Kickoff. Looks like you're going to let it out. And so they kick it out of bounds. Legal procedure. We will get the ball at our own 35-yard line. Our second possession of the second half. Cadillac down 13-6. And Jim Webb's offense, led by Lewis Finch, will come out onto the field. Unfamiliar territory, down by 7. It's just time to put the screws to the wood and take care of business.
Yeah, it's where your veterans got to step up. Somebody's got to make some big plays and get guys excited again, get back in this thing, kind of develop a little bit of an edge to your game again, and all that stuff can turn and happen real quick, but
so all right,
it hasn't yet.
It looks like trips up top. Michael Holdship on Lewis Finch. Left side, T.J. Baker at the tight end position down low. Lewis Finch in shotgun formation. Matt Myers, the center. Snaps the ball. Lewis Finch off that left side. Michael Holdship lead block, and Lewis Finch off to the races. He could be gone. He's going to get pulled down, hauled down at the 50-yard line. He wanted a face mask. They did get it.
I think he got the back judge finally was able to see that it was a hand on the face mask. Probably just going to be an additional 5 yards.
It's got to be 15 if you come down that hard.
Well, I'm not sure he pulled him down by it or if he just got his hand on there as he was pulling him down. It looked like it's one of those things, at the higher levels, there's such thing as a horse collar tackle. Well, in high school there isn't. Just none of that stuff makes any sense to me at all. In my mind, if it's detrimental to the health of players that are bigger, faster, and stronger, I'm not sure why they don't make it detrimental to these kids that are out here at 16, 17, 18 years old. You shouldn't be able to horse collar tackle. You shouldn't be able to do the helmet-to-helmet thing if it's bad at those levels. Michigan High School Athletic Association should take note of that and implement those same type of rules for our kids.
So Cadillac's on the move. Across the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 for Cadillac at Gaylord's 45-yard line. Lewis Finch off to Nate Hauk, who scat backs all the way down to about the 38-yard line before he's brought down there by the linebacker, number 49 for Gaylord, Joseph Miller.
Veteran run by two veteran players, Lewis and Nate, just putting the ball in their hands, and you ride them a little bit and see what they're going to get. And right now it looks pretty good. Cadillac's finally moving the ball, a little confidence, get a little swagger.
Rhythm.
Yeah, get a little rhythm. I wouldn't be surprised. This is a territory where Jim likes to go to a little bit of a hurry-up offense. Wouldn't be surprised to get in a situation where you call a couple plays, 2 or 3 plays at a time, let them run up to the line of scrimmage and go.
So T.J. Baker in motion, top of the screen down to the bottom. He hands off to Nate Hauk again off that left side. He's got some room now. He's got a nice block, a cutback. Nate Hauk stays on his feet. He's going to finally get hauled down and pulled out of bounds there at about the 18-yard line, but beautiful job. Nice blocking by the pulling Sam Denman and also Matt Myers. And Cadillac's in business, 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line of Gaylord.
Just a beautiful football play. You draw that thing up, and that's exactly what it's supposed to look like. You got your lead blocker coming through, picking off the first guy that he sees to the inside, getting leverage on him. Nate being patient, seeing the hole, and then bursting through it. Nice job by the Vikes.
So, all right, here we are, a little bit of a hurry-up. A 1-by-1 set, 2-back formation, shotgun, handoff to Nate Hauk, the hot back right now. He's smelling something. The linebacker did a good job there. Minimal gain of about 4 yards still, so it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. But, we're controlling the offensive line of scrimmage, and it bodes well right now for Cadillac.
Yeah, I'm not. You put Nate out there in a 100-yard dash against a lot of the other guys on the field. I don't think he wins that, but he may not even be in the top 5 or 6 on the field. But any 10 yards that you want to cover, he's going to get there faster than everybody else. He's got those little wheels that they can spin fast real quick and get you a nice little burst in the beginning. So,
all right, Lewis Finch, shotgun formation, a little jet play, handoff to Michael Holchip. He's going to pick up a tough 3 yards.
Yeah, it is a
Number 49 got absolutely ran over by the Battleship.
Impressed again, though, with Gaylord's, ability to not bite on that, not bite on the jet by the kid that just, ran for 30 yards and then another 5-yard gain, and all of a sudden he's in jet motion, and the linebackers didn't commit to that. Nice job by Gaylord, and now you got a 3rd down and short situation. The Vikings have got to convert, got to get some points on the board.
So, all right, Cadillac going to come out in a pistol formation. We're going to come out, show power left, pistol formation. Put Brandon Richards in motion. Lewis Finch going to take off running off that left side. Lewis Finch going to not have a whole lot of room there. He's going to get held up, stood up at.
He may have the first down. I think he.
Yeah, I think that's what we're trying to actually physically do is just get that first down. It will be very close to a first down. They're going to have to measure this. And then it will turn into a really big down if it's 4th and 1. They're going to measure it. No, they give us to us. So 1st and 10 for Cadillac at the 7-yard line.
Well, you got to have a touchdown here. I mean, we've driven down the field.
You got to put it in the.
You got to be able to put the ball in the end zone. You got 4 downs to do it, and it's again, you can talk about execution. Gaylord defensively is different than every team that we've played this year. When you watch the way that they go about their business on defense, whenever we put one of our tight ends in motion out of that wing, they don't follow them. They don't go anywhere. They don't change their power side. Nice hard run by Nate to get a few yards out of that. Yeah, Nate's going to get all the way down to the 2-yard line. Well, he didn't have a whole lot, but he followed that big line. Yep. A lot of times you get the monster back or whatever it is that we call it on our side that'll trail somebody who goes in motion on the offensive side and try to swing and shift their power the same direction. Gaylord doesn't bite on any of that stuff. They're pretty happy once they come out of their defensive huddle to go with what they've called. And so it's a different thing, I think, probably as an offensive coordinator, play caller down there for Jim to be able to dial some stuff up, not really knowing whether Gaylord's going to bite on any of that stuff or just kind of stay home. So Lewis Finch off that right side. He's not going to get there. He's going to be brought down. 59 O'Rourke shot the gap. Yep. Lewis, he instead of fouling his block, he thought he had a path back in on a cutback, but O'Rourke was equal to the challenge. We kind of lost a yard, I think, or maybe just got back to the line of scrimmage. This is going to bring a 3rd and 2nd down for Cadillac, who's been pretty efficient inside the 10-yard line all year. Yeah, I like Michael Holdship twice in a row here. I'm just going to say if you can stop that kid from getting 3 yards on just base power offense, then it's going to be your ball, and you got to go 98 yards to score. But I'm putting the ball in Michael's hands.
Yep, so 3rd and 2, 3:26 left in the third quarter. Cadillac down 7. What does Jim Dice got rolling? He's got Lewis Finch running off that right side. Touchdown, Cadillac. Lewis Finch takes it in from 2 yards out. Right off of Sam Denman, T.J. Baker with Michael Holtship lead blocking, and we are an extra point away from a tie ball game here on homecoming in Cadillac.
Yeah, now this extra point becomes big. You got to. So far, it's kind of been tit for tat with the kickers. You know, one kicks it out of bounds, the other kicks it out of bounds. One misses the next point, the other misses, and Andrew's got to answer here, put another point on the board.
Petoskey's up 16-13, kicked a field goal with 1:48 left in the game.
Wow.
Boy, this is a big game now. And Andrew Remington, I'm not even going to say it. He made it. So, all right, Jeff Brooks is 1 for 3 on the night on point after attempts. It's 13-13. It's a tie game. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Cadillac comes back with a big answer after that score by Gaylord.
There's the fireworks. There's the guys getting excited again and putting some emotion in. It's going to take some emotion to finish this game off. It's 3:18. You got a tie game. You got an excited Gaylord team that's in a football game with you for the first time in a long time, as you alluded to. So it's going to take a little bit more than what they just got, but that's a heck of a start to be able to answer the first score by Gaylord out of the gates and drive the ball down the football field and then cap that thing off with a nice run by Lou.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Gaylord's defense.
Yep.
We haven't seen a stout defense like Gaylord has put on the field so far. It's been a good game plan, though.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaver wants to keep Cadillac's offense to a minimal amount of possessions, which means ball control, and he's done that with his offensive line, and he's put points up.
Yeah.
This is not the type of game Cadillac wants to get into. They want to get into a 40, 22, 28 shootout. They don't want to get into a grinder because that puts a lot of pressure on our defensive line, two-way players.
The whole thing. Yeah, you're exactly right. And Gaylord, you just kind of see defensively when they have been beaten, it never seems like it's because they were caught off guard or by surprise, or they had the wrong call on the defensive side. It just seems like they knew it was coming. We were a little bit better and were able to pound it in. So execution.
All right, Andrew Remington pounds this one down. It's going to be taken at the 10-yard line. He's going to bring it out across the 20. He's almost to the 25. He's going to be wrapped up there. There is a penalty flag, so it's either a hold. I didn't see a face mask, but it could be a block below the waist. Maybe it's a horse collar. I'm not quite sure. But in any case, there is laundry on the field. That does look like an orange flag, doesn't it? Now, what are you doing kicking it up there? Hey, you threw it on the field. Let it be.
It's a hold.
Oh,
it's Gaylord. Big.
Yeah, now you took 2 yards from us. Should have been on the 8-yard line, not the 10. I can't stand that. It's such an inexact science anyways. Why are you kicking the flag? Hey. So, all right. I don't know.
3 minutes to go. 3 minutes and 12 seconds. And this is a big defensive series for the Cadillac Vikings right here.
So ace back formation, shotgun, 2 up top, 1 down low. Fitzek calls the play. He's going to keep it. He has the ball around that left side. Nice, stuck there by, was it?
Got a flag too, and I don't know if they're going to call a crackback block out there.
Cracking
on that left
hard
side,
down, yeah, which you can't do.
I'm not sure. I'm sure they're going to march this one back.
So T.J. Baker with a nice stop there, but that probably is a crackback situation.
Similar action on that play. I don't know if it was the same exact play as they ran the very first play of the game when Fitzek was able to scamper for about 40, 50 yards downfield, 60 yards, whatever it was. But that time, much better job by the Vikes, not being sucked in on the play action. And
we're starting to figure it out, and that's what it was.
The play to the inside, and then TJ coming up and just laying the wood down.
Yep. So Cadillac's starting to figure it out a little bit defensively.
I like this, that they're declining that. I like it because downs are pretty important right now, and you're telling your defense, you want to get off the field is what you're telling your defense right now. And you're gonna have 10 yards to do that. We're not going to give you any more kind of cushion than that. If you're going to get a big play on offense, getting 15 yards or so with a quarterback like Fitzek hasn't been that big of a deal. If you're going to get 5, you're going to get 15. So Downs are important.
They had a pistol formation, hand off to Cotton F. He's got a cutback. Nice hard run before Cody Lux from that right end finally wraps him up after a gain of about 5. It'll bring up third and, I'll say 4 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Gaylord Blue Devils, but it's deep in their own territory, so I don't know if you're going to air it out here.
You got to be certainly aware of both. They're going to probably play action something if it is a pass, just to be able to freeze as many guys as they can freeze on the defensive side for a second. But, boy, I wouldn't be surprised to just get Fitzik out in space here and let him roll and kind of make that decision on his own, just like we do with Lou. Yeah,
so I have a feeling they will put the ball in Fitzek's hands. I can't believe you're going to take it out. You got a bunch formation down at the bottom of the screen with one receiver up top. Ace back formation. Fitzek back to pass. There it is in the seam, 26.
Ooh.
And he doesn't pick it up.
It's all going to be the spot because he may have had it, but it looked like he went back.
We got a hurt player. Is that Jake? 52, Smaker got hurt. But that's a nice formation there. 26, Colin Waters, their best receiver. Came off that slot position. Kind of a pick play, I like to call it.
But they're going to call offensive pass interference. The receiver
a pick play.
Extended his hands a little bit and to create the space, probably on Jake Owens, who was out there on this side. And so they're going to replay third down. Yeah,
it was an illegal pick. That slot came across, and the Y receiver, who was Colin Waters, came in, and you can do it in basketball. I don't think it's allowed in football. And they got called on it right there. So that'll be pass interference. That'll be probably a 15-yard penalty, but it's half distance to the goal, so it'll be on the 10-yard line, which will be 3rd and 10. Replay.
Would have been a really interesting spot to see where that thing was placed had the penalty not occurred, because it looked like the receiver caught the ball. If that was Waters or whoever it was, caught the ball right at the first down marker, and then on his own took a step backwards to try to create a situation where he get more yards. And
spot foul. So it's a spot foul, so it's going to be on the 6-yard line. 8-yard line. So that'll bring up, like I said, I guess it will be 3rd and 10.
About third down and about 14, 15 yards.
Oh, I guess it is, yeah.
But
they're not. I can't believe you're going to air this out.
Well, they're definitely thinking they want first down, but they also don't want to take any real chances here. I'm sure Coach Weaver on the other side just told them, if it's there, take what you can get, but don't do anything crazy.
Yeah, so a 2-by-2 set. Fitzek checks off to the right where Foster's going to be protected as blind side, so he's got to be looking to the left. Fitzek back to pass.
Draw.
He's going to throw it up.
Turn your head, Johnny.
And they're going to complete it. Huge play out there by the Gaylord Blue Devils across the middle. There's a flag. What did they do? Defensive pass interference? Cleaver was complaining about it because he didn't think he'd get it, but he caught it. So, whatever.
What was it?
That guy.
Pass interference.
The guy on the other side of the field, the ref was getting an earful from Cleaver the play before, so it was caught, so it's going to be declined. Cleaver got the call even though it wasn't. It wasn't even close to pass interference. You got to be kidding me. It wasn't even close. Jeez. Johnny got there 2 steps late.
Well, they can't accept it. So that's a 10-yard penalty in high school football. So
that stuff drives me nuts.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close to pass interference.
Or 15. Yep.
I mean, this guy didn't call throw the flag. That guy over there threw the flag. Jeez.
Well, that one, it drags Johnny across the field. He found himself in the zone. Usually it's covered by the safety, but got to get his head turned around a little bit sooner. Get his hand stuck out and bat that thing down.
Hand off to Shane Foster around that left side. Nice job out there. Yeah, they're going to get a hold now. So Webb got one back. He's over here hollering. That's going to have to be a hold. Bunch of laundry on the field now.
Brandon Mobley on the field. It's going to give Michael a little bit of a rest.
We're going to have to start rotating some defensive linemen because we're getting tired.
Some healthy legs on the other side of the ball.
I
tell you what, to not get off the field on 3rd down and 15 down that deep is a really, really big give up for the Vikes. They're going to capitalize here. It's still going to be first down, but it's going to be first down and
20.
It's going to be 1st and 20 from about the
That's the makeup call.
34-yard line, 33-yard line.
So a really clean game has turned into a little bit of a laundry-filled game. A lot of penalties the last 7 minutes of this game. But Gaylord's proven they have some big play capabilities.
They do. Fitzek had a lot of time on that throw, and nice job by the receiver to create some space, even if he was held a little bit.
So a big play right here. Fitzek back to pass across the middle. Oh, he just overthrew his receiver who had broken free from Johnny Alberts. They're picking on Johnny a little bit. And boy, another half a step, and he would have been off to the races.
You definitely get the feeling that Gaylord does their fair share of scouting and game plans pretty well on both sides of the football for that. So, yeah, they have found the seams a lot. You know, trying to drag your corners a little bit further than used to being drug, and Johnny's just got to do a little bit. You know, it's a matter of inches. You got to be a little bit tighter.
So 2nd and 21. They get a jet play, handoff. Nope. Fitzek's going to keep it up the middle. He's going to pick up about 10 yards, but it'll still be 3rd and 10. So a nice job there. They faked the jet play. Fitzek saw the seam. He's got 150 yards of rushing in this game already, which really surprises me.
He's a burst, you know. A lot of people, I think, coming into this thing thought maybe Gaylord was a little bit overrated.
Yep.
Just because they've been so down for so long and they've had a little bit of success, so maybe they thought people were jumping on the bandwagon a little bit too early. But this is a good football team. I mean, they've got a lot of weapons, a lot of different ways to beat you. They've got the speed. They've got the discipline.
Well, there's no way they're throwing it to number 10, the slot. There's no way they're going to throw that ball to him. I wouldn't even defend him. And they throw it out there. And they called a foot. Is that pass interference?
I don't know.
Cleaver must be crying a river over there because, dude, that isn't even close to pass interference.
I don't really like the call. Johnny needs to make faster reactions though out there at the corner. He needs to see things. You have to see, you know, you're playing that spot. You got to both be playing your man and reading what the quarterback's doing. And the quarterback, there was no hesitation that was just a straight out pattern to his side, and Johnny's got to break on that thing a little bit sooner. They are going to call defensive pass interference. Wow. 2 pass interferences that weren't even close to being pass interference. Well, I don't get it. It is what it is. That's going to be a first down because it's a what is that, 15-yarder, right? Yeah, 15 yards in high school football, so that's going to be a first down. Ethan Meyer's going to be called on to go play a little bit of corner now. Well, they're picking on us, you know, and so, you know, losing the game now. Ethan's in the game. You got a 1-by-1 set linebacker. Fitzek going to hand off to Cotton Neffer on that left side. Who's got a little seam. Pick up a 6 yards, and he got a face mask or a hold or something. Another flag went down, didn't it? Boy, it's been every play. Got a hold. Flags on the play. Maybe it's a makeup call. There you go. Well, you know, if you don't throw the first one, you don't got to make it up the second one. Hey. It's hard to make up for a 3rd down and 10 if that. Well, it's a spot foul, so it's going to be a 1st and 15, so it doesn't kill him. It's an interesting chess match this game, isn't it, Coach? My patience is wearing here. You got coaches on both sides that are trying to work the officials, trying to work their offense, work their defense, figure out what the other side's doing, and it's a 13-13 game with about 50 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. It's shaping up to be a dandy as far as the ending of this thing goes. We got a final yet on that Petoskey game? No. Petoskey was up 16-13 with a minute and a half left. Okay. Nothing's been updated. So, all right, Gaylord in their classic shotgun formation, spread set. Fitzek with a delayed draw, got a lot of space. Who's been effective all game long. T.J. Baker finally comes up at the 40-yard line to meet him. A pickup of about 5 yards. That may be the last play of the 3rd quarter, which probably
is what Cleaver wants. He wants to keep our offense off the field as long as possible.
Oh, he's done a good job of it. You know, these things have been extended a little bit with the penalties, but, you know, Fitzik there, give him kudos. He's gained another 7 yards after takes off. You know, TJ always comes up and gives somebody a hard hit at the end of those things, man. It just seems like every time you run between the tackles at the end of the day, TJ Baker's going to come up and lay something on you.
So, all right, this will end the third quarter here in Cadillac at homecoming. It's a 13-13 game. Gaylord on our 40-yard line, 2nd and 8. And we're in ourselves a ball game I did not expect. I really thought we were a couple touchdown better. I still think we are. I just think the game plan right now that Cleaver has installed has really thwarted Cadillac's offense. Really, you know, we're so used to being able to get what we want on the ground where it makes our passing so much efficient. I don't know if we have 100 yards rushing right now on the ground.
Yeah, it's been a struggle all night offensively. I mean, we've moved the ball a little bit and didn't capitalize a few times at the end of the day inside the red zone, didn't put points on. But yeah, it's been everything that Cadillac likes to do well. Gaylord, as good teams do, well-coached teams do, they try to take that stuff away. They've tried to take away the ability of Lewis Finch to just have his way, you know, tuck it down and move the ball after he's decided not to throw it. And they've just said, you're going to have to beat us in a different way. And the passing game for the Vikings it's been okay. It's just that we haven't had the ball enough in our hands to be able to really get a rhythm.
We haven't thrown a single pass to Jake Ellens yet.
Yeah. It's and a lot of that's just the fact that there just hasn't been a ton of offensive series. Gaylord has had the football a lot tonight.
So Cadillac has to dig in early in this fourth quarter. You don't want to go down another score. You want to get a big stop here. It's 2nd and 8 to start the fourth quarter. 13-13 tie. Homecoming 2014 between the Cadillac Vikings and Gaylord Blue Devils. Cadillac Vikings left to right defending the north end zone. Gaylord Blue Devils is in white, going right to left this last quarter. So they have the win and we do not. They got a jet play with number 10. Fitzek going to keep the ball nicely read there by the left defensive end who stayed home. I don't think 10's going to run the ball or catch the ball very much myself.
They do a lot of things like the Traverse City Central team, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
You know, just
they've modeled themselves after.
Yeah, it looks like they really like that jet motion. And what I haven't seen them throw that little wheel route that TC Central likes to throw out of that thing which is a really tough thing to defend because you've got a corner over on that side who's responsible for deep from the split end. Now you've got a jet motion guy coming his way, and if he doesn't get that handoff, he's got to decide, or a linebacker's got to get out there fast enough to take that away.
So, all right, 3rd and 7, a gain of about 1. Big play here. I have a feeling you're in 4-down territory for Gaylord. Fitzek has proven he has the moves to put pressure on the linebackers and run. Fitzek's going to keep it. He's going to throw it over the middle. He's going to pick up the first down. He's going to run it. TJ Baker's going to run him out of bounds at around the 15-yard line, but
that was two things on that. That was just a nice job by Fitzek to make that turn, to reverse himself and get out of that thing, but also Cody Lux just got pinned at the exact same time that Fitzek was making that turn. Cody got himself pinned to the inside, and there's too much daylight for an athlete over there after that.
So, all right, it'll be 1st and 10 for Gaylord at Cadillac's 27-yard line.
Fitzek is a real difference maker on this team. If he hasn't played the last few weeks, that's a big difference in the production. He's extended the offensive series for his football team. Man, I can think of 4 times tonight when he's extended it and kept series going just by his legs and his decision making.
So hand off to Shane Foster around that right side. Not a lot going on there. We strung it out. We kept the line of scrimmage on our heels, and we scraped the whole way with our linebackers and defensive line. So nice job by the Vikings. 1-yard gain, being 2nd and 9.
It was. A young man's got to turn the ball upfield and try to get, put your shoulder down and try to get a couple extra yards, because that's all you're going to get when it gets strung out like that. But nice job by the Vikes to just keep feathering that thing out to the outside. Big series.
Yeah,
now they're knocking. It's 25-yard line. You're inside of 10.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's homecoming. you can't get excited now, you ain't ever going to get excited.
Nope. And they got 3 receivers at the bottom. They're going to hand off to Shane Foster again, who's going to pound it.
Kid's a load.
Yeah, he is. And he's going to pick up 7 yards on the play, controlling the line of scrimmage. This is 4-down territory. It's going to be a 3rd down and 1.
Similar runner to the big kid from Alpena.
He's got a lot more skill than the kid from Alpena. He's got a better line.
I think so, and he's only a junior, right? He's gonna be around another year.
Well, Gaylord's got 5 sophomores up on varsity.
Yep.
They had 5 freshmen up on JV. And they're going to call for a measurement. This is a situation where you can take a shot down the field at 3rd and short. And that's something you got to be aware of, especially with Fitzek, who can hurt you with his legs, who's proven that. You can drop him back in a pass, whether, if everything's covered, you can throw it away and or take off with his feet on like a delayed draw, which they've shown that a few times tonight. Yep. And it's going to be 3rd and 1 at the Cadillac 18-yard line. And, this is a danger zone for Cadillac with 9:51 left. You don't want to go down a score.
No, you sure don't. You want to get the football back in your hands and kind of control pace without being behind. And they're in danger of that right now. 3rd and short. I got to believe that they're going to be trying to pick up the 1st down here and not getting too cute or crazy. But who knows? If that's Jim Webb, he might dial up a fake power to the big fullback and then dump something over the top and try to get all 6 at once. But we'll see.
All right, power I formation. I think you're right. I think they're going to come full load with number 17, Tristan Gregory. Lead block with Shane Foster, who's an absolute load. We're going to have a little conversation with the official here. Well, I've noticed throughout the game that Gaylord's been chomping a little bit. They've been talking a little bit of smack. I don't understand why they haven't won. They haven't been 500 in century. But they do have a nice football team. And Fitzek is going to take a quarterback sneak. He's going to get a 1st down out of it. So Gaylord will have a 1st and 10 at Cadillac's 15-yard line. And this is where the rubber meets the road right now for Cadillac Todd Baker and his defense, who's been stout most of the year.
Yep, got time. And just can't say enough how different this Gaylord football, the entire squad
looks.
They don't make mistakes. They don't fumble the football. They're holding it tight. They're executing all of their fakes, carrying stuff out. So they're not going to beat themselves. Cadillac's got to come up with a big play on defense here.
So all right, Gaylord, Cotton Neff, ace back, Shane Foster just kind of hiding behind the right tackle there. They're going to hand off to Cotton Neff around that right side. He's going to got a cutback. He's going to pick up maybe 4 yards. That was a really generous spot. The guy up here had him at the 12. The other guy had him at the 11. But in any case, he picked up of about 3 yards. I don't like the feel right now of our defense. They've got hands on hips. They're not excited. They're just almost kind of waiting for Gaylord to get to them instead of attacking.
Yeah, it's a different feel, isn't it? I mean, just like I said, you're just one play away, though. If somebody causes a fumble, strips that thing.
Hand off to Shane Foster. He's around the left side. He's got to look at the block out there by the number 49, the big boy. Gets down to about the 8-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. So another pickup of 4 yards. That'll bring 3rd and
5.
3rd and 5, but this has got to be 4-down territory. I mean, I can't believe that Gaylord will do anything but power football, with their offensive line.
It seems like they're wanting to keep the ball on the ground. They've had success doing it. You got to feel like the defensive line at this point in the game is a little more tired, and they're going to call a timeout and figure out exactly what they want to do. But yeah, this Gaylord, has answered in the second half the questions that were created in the first, which was, is this for real or was this kind of just a flash in the pan kind of thing in the first half? And it wasn't. I mean, they have controlled the pace of the game. They've held the ball in their possession longer than Cadillac has. They've been able to move it on the ground without having to throw it all over the field. They haven't penalized themselves, and they haven't turned it over. So all that amounts to a situation where they got 8 yards to go to the end zone to try to get a lead. Nothing more that they like to do is spoil homecoming here in Cadillac, so their kids are a little excited, and our kids are, they're sitting down there probably a little bit worried, and the only way that you get that out is somebody steps up and goes and makes a fantastic play. They read something, they anticipate something well, get it going the other way, and then all of a sudden you look at each other and say, yeah, this is us. This is we got this, and then we're okay. But, that happened on the last drive, but kudos to Gaylord to just take the ball right back and not be fazed by the quick score by Cadillac and bring the thing all the way back down the field again.
Yeah, the one thing that I worried about Cadillac this year was when the crap hits the fan, who's going to be the warm blanket? And, big players make big plays at big times, and Cadillac right now needs to find a senior that's going to step up and make a big play.
Yep, on the defensive side.
And Gaylord, 3rd and 4, handoff to Foster. He's going to pick up, push for a first down to the 4-yard line.
He was originally hit, way short of the first down.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, it just keeps carrying.
So here comes John Durga back into the game, number 62, and they're just not moving with a lot of pop in their step. Getting wore down a little bit.
No, that was a tough down to not have Hunter Schmaker and John Durga on the field. But like you said, you gotta pick your spots to get some guys a little bit of rest here. 8:30 to go.
So all right, Gaylord, 8:26 and counting in the fourth quarter, 13-13 game. Shane Foster is gonna get down to the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal to go from the 2-yard line. And I can't believe they won't give it to anybody but 44.
Yeah. I mean, he's just got so much downhill power. Or if it could keep the ball in his hands here.
Roll naked bootleg or something, because he's proven he's been tough to bring down.
Yep.
But yeah, Shane Foster, the workhorse. 13-13 tie. And they're going to run. Oh, and they stop him. They stuff him. It's going to be 3rd and goal to go from the 2-yard line. They try to run a little quick snap. Quarterback sneak. Now you got some decisions to make.
Well, that could be a huge penalty.
Personal foul against Cadillac. That'll give them an automatic first down. Who is chomping? Schmaker.
Oh, I tell you what, that's just
unsportsmanlike conduct on Cadillac, and they're going to give them a first down. Something that Cadillac usually has been pretty good about, keeping their composure, and we lost our composure a little bit there.
Well, it's a first down. I mean, that's not something you can. Right? It's automatic first down.
Automatic first down.
Well, why are they keeping 3rd on the board?
I can't believe unsportsmanlike conduct is not. Shane Foster in for the touchdown, so Gaylord takes the lead in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left in the game. Cadillac, I tell you, you got seniors on the team. There's no sense to be putting your head down. There's still a lot of time. There could be 3 touchdowns in this game before it's over. And I'd like to see our body language. I just like to see some seniors take the bull by the horns and say, listen, this is our time. This is our game. It's homecoming. Yeah, so they scored. We're down 6. Might be down 7. Just come back and win the game. I mean, that's what Cadillac does, and I just expect nothing less out of a Jim Webb-led team.
Yeah, there's no question about it. It's easy to be upbeat and positive, and leadership comes easy when things are going well and when you have a lead every game. It'd be foolish to think that you could run your way through the playoffs without ever being in situations in games like this where you're going to be down and things aren't going well and not everybody feels the greatest night and there's a little bit of tiredness. So, yeah, you do have to be able to figure out a way as a football team to be able to turn the tide. I see Lewis Finch down there clapping his hands. He's ready to go. You got to be excited. You're in a football game where it's a one-score game. There's 7 minutes to go. It's your homecoming. And no matter what's got you to this point, you gotta rise to the occasion and summon all that stuff that's been within you since you've been playing as a kid and make it fun again and get out there and go win a football game that's winnable.
Their offense went on a 9-minute drive.
Yeah, that's a long and debilitating drive.
A 9-minute drive that had 8 penalties.
Yep.
That really changed the way things moved in that series. And now we'll see the intestinal fortitude of Cadillac down 7, 20-13 in this game.
Well, let's see. See if they try to keep it away from Ethan after he almost broke that last one and kick it Jake's way. Pick your poison back there.
They're going to kick it deep in Myers. Yeah, he's going to kick it deep.
Yeah.
Oh. Glad he was in the end zone. And so Cadillac will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And Cadillac hasn't been on the field yet this quarter. Gaylord went on a 9-minute drive. And it's time. You got to put this one in the end zone. You can't give Gaylord the ball back, running team that's controlled the line of scrimmage, and we're a little bit tired. We have to put the ball in the end zone.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta mount yourself. You got a ton of time, so you certainly don't have to hurry for the sake of hurrying. If it's to get rhythm and you want to have a little bit of rhythm to your offense and you hurry up the line of scrimmage because of that, that's fine. But tons of time to go. 7-18 is a world of time. Got tons of timeouts.
So, all right, Gaylord's got the momentum. Cadillac down 7. 2-back set. T.J. Baker in. Linebacker's going to fake handoff. Lewis Finch going to come around that right side. Well read there by the linebacker who stayed home. Jeez, oh, Pete. Another flag. We got 2 more flags. And it's going to be against Cadillac.
Cadillac, the way Lewis is reacting to it. Not sure.
It's going to be hold against Cadillac.
Boy, all of the things that we talked about Cadillac had done so well coming into this game, just coming back to haunt them right now.
Well, Gaylord's collective team speed on the defense is causing us some problems.
Oh yeah.
We're starting to hold.
Yep. A little bit of fatigue sets in, and you can't get your body where you need your body to be, and so you grab and grasp a little bit, and it happens.
So, all right, it's 1st and 17. It was a spot foul. Cadillac, 2-back set. Lewis Finch back to pass, and it's going to be a legal motion, and some of the wheels are starting to fall off. Illegal procedure on the left end, so it's going to be 1st and 20 with 7 minutes left in the game. I think that was on Ethan Myers. Wide receiver took off a little too soon.
Yeah, you've got a Gaylord team that's just excited. They're getting their visiting crowd here on their feet, and
it's going to take one play.
They're 7 minutes away from sealing up a. You would call it an upset, even though Gaylord comes in as a Division III school and Cadillac's coming in as a Division IV school. Gaylord's 4-1. They're ranked 8th in the state for a reason. They've got a lot of things going their way, but you can just tell by both sides of the ball who knows who should be winning the game. And right now, it's Gaylord who's just executed their game plan better.
So Nate Houck,
is that a face mask?
Got him a little bit high, but completely legal. 5-yard run off that left side. The clock becomes your biggest factor right now as a Cadillac team.
Yeah, you want to not be in a hurry, but you want to get up to the line with a purpose and get some kind of positive rhythm going back. I mean, you just picked up 5-6 yards, but it's 2nd down and 15. You got a long ways to go just to get the 1st down.
Yeah,
you got to have positive yardage on every situation.
It's going to take one big play to get this whole crowd and this whole team back into it, and it's going to take one big play here and a touchdown, and I think Cadillac runs away with it. Lewis Finch back to pass, a swing pass out, well read there by Gaylord. And you don't see Michael Holchip get stood up too many times, but number 44, Shane Foster.
Gaylord has got that. It's one thing that we know we like to do is get Michael Holchip the ball in space, either on a screen pass, swing pass, something like that. I mean, there was 3 white jerseys there when Michael caught the ball. He was just not going to go anywhere.
All right, 3rd and 15. 5.5 left in this game. Cadillac down 7. Not a whole lot offensively right now. 2 receivers down low, 1 receiver up top, Lewis Finch. He's back to pass. They bring some blitz. He's got a guy across the middle, number 20, and he's going to knock it away, and they're going to throw a pass interference.
Got there a little bit early, hit him in the head. It looked like Nate was about ready to come down with that one, and just got bumped early, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty and automatic first down. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And
so
it's not a spot foul unless
Yep.
it's in the end zone in high school.
Yep. So they'll have the ball about the 30-yard line. It'll be a first down, and nice job by Nate getting himself open. Nice pass by Lou.
So, all right, Cadillac catches a break there with 5 minutes left in the game. They get an automatic first down on that pass interference. It's a 15-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st and 10 at about the 31-yard line. But, we still have 70 yards, 69 yards to go. So, all right. Cadillac catches a nice break there because we'd have been in punt mode.
Yep. Yeah, they had to let it fly. You extend the series. First down. This Cadillac crowd starting to get a little bit into it.
Yeah, we put together a sustained drive, and we get down to the 30. I feel pretty good.
This is a team tonight that needs the home crowd support. People need to get a little bit more fired up. You don't want to take any sound away from Lewis, the play caller, or anything like that, but you got to get a little excited and let these guys know that they're playing at home.
So, all right, Lewis Finch off that right side. He's going to keep it. He's got a cutback.
Get out of the way, official.
The official got in the way. And it's going to be a 9-yard gain by Lewis Finch. It's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Still 5 minutes left in the game. It's a good run. Good play call. We'd have probably picked up another 10 yards before Lou would have been brought down by the safety.
You get the sense that this officiating crew struggled a little bit tonight in a lot of different areas.
Right
there, the only guy that was around to make a tackle was the guy in stripes, and he did a nice job of slowing Lewis down after about a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I mean, they've struggled with some play calls that I thought were pass interference that, got called, and I didn't think they were, and there's just been a lot of flags thrown tonight that normally, I bet you there's been more flags thrown tonight than we've had all year.
Yeah, and it seems to be a lot of influence from the sidelines when there's some complaining going on. It seems like a play or two later, they make that call that, that's the kind of stuff that, if you're going to call a game,
just call the game
the way you're going to call it, make the players and coaches adjust. But at any rate, this has not been a game that's been influenced enough by the officiating crew to influence the outcome either way.
No, we're not behind because of it.
No, it's something you got to play through and overcome, and I'm sure the majority of the penalties that have been called on the Vikings tonight, uncharacteristic of them, were actually penalties. They just seem a little bit tired, a little out of sync, a little out of step. Mid-season blues, call it whatever you will, homecoming week, but they got 5 minutes left to go here to try to figure out a way to pull a rabbit out of a hat.
So, all right, Cadillac Vikings, backs against the wall, 4:58 left in this game, down 7. Lewis Finch, Michael Holdship, hands it off to Michael Holdship off that right side. The battleship's across the 50. He's running hard. He finally gets cut down there at about the 42-yard line, and this is what I'm talking about. I think if we get inside the 30 or 20, we get the crowd behind us, this could be a different game and a different feel. But we've just lacked a little bit of intensity and a little bit of emotion this whole second half.
Big run there by Michael, and as always, he finishes it off with about a 5 extra yards as he's going down.
All right, so we got a bunch up top. 3 receivers set up top. Lewis Finch. He's going to be running right behind Battleship, I have a feeling. Lewis Finch, here he comes. Got pulling guards.
Oh, you got guards in front.
And Lewis Finch is going to be hauled down there right about the 35-yard line, a pickup of about 7.
Clock
wasn't wrong there, was I?
4:30. No, you had that one snuffed out. Good call. Nice pulling action by the Vikings. And nice job by Gaylord. It looked like that could have gone for big yardage if those pulling guards were able to get out in front and stay in front of Lou. they just kind of push you back a little bit after you get out there at the point of contact.
Yeah, you know, Brandon Richards, he got some nice speed. He just doesn't have the same pulling speed as Lou has coming around that corner. Lewis Finch back to pass. He's got Ethan Myers. He's got him deep. Jake Owens. And Jake comes down with the ball and he wrestles it away from Rinke. So they finally get a pass to Jake Owens, 6'2", tallest player on the field for Cadillac. Comes down with it inside the 15-yard line, and Cadillac's knocking on the door. Do we go for 2 if we stick it in?
Well, I don't know. That'll be I mean, you still got 4 minutes to go in the game, so you still got to worry about playing defense and all that stuff. But usually on the road you would if it was way under that. Let's get in the end zone first, worry about that later. But we talked about it. Somebody come up with a big play, and that's a big toughness play by Jake Owens right there.
So could this be a TC West repeat? Lewis Finch, 2-back set, hands the ball off to Nate Hout, who's going to scat back in there. He's going to stay on his feet, get maybe a yard. We could still pick up a first down inside the 2-yard line, 3-yard line.
Yeah, it's kind of that tweener time with 3:30 to go in the game as a coach. You'd love to score here because there's no guarantee you're going to get any points. You'd love to score, but at the same time, are you worried about leaving time on the clock for Gaylord to have the ball in their hands? So are you running the ball to try to run time and taking time to try to run that clock down in case you do get in the end zone and leave them a little bit of time.
So, all right, 2nd and 9, 3 minutes left in this game. Cadillac down 7, knocking on the door, 12-yard line. Lewis Finch, 2-back set, TJ in motion. Lewis Finch around that left side. He's going to pick up minimal yardage, about 2 more yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Vikings.
Couple of big downs upcoming here.
This is the danger zone right here. You got a 3rd and 7. I say you keep the ball on the ground. You're a 4-down territory no matter what. If you put the ball in the air, you're putting the ball in the air 2 straight times. I say you get Lewis out in space, put it in your best athlete's hands, let him make the decision to throw it or run it.
Well, we'll see.
Yep.
We got normal splits.
2-back set.
TJ's in motion.
Lewis Finch, shotgun formation. He's back to pass. He throws
Touchdown.
the ball to Jake Owens. Touchdown, Cadillac. Jake Owens, 2 catches on that. Now do you go for 1 or you go for 2 and somebody's hurt down? Is that Broersma? Zeb?
It looks like Zeb. He's holding that knee, and boy, you sure don't like to see that because Zeb's had an ACL situation already where he had to have surgery a few years back. And nice job by the Vikes.
Oh, that's Wakely. He's the one that had that knee problem.
Who was that?
Wakely. He's the one that blew his knee out last year and before Comstock Park.
Christian?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. 68 is down. Christian Walkley. He's the one that had that knee problem, and he even had it earlier. So I wonder if he had a situation. But Lewis Finch with a touchdown strike to Jake Owens. And I tell you, Jake's been money this year.
Well, he's been money, and he ran a nice, crisp pattern there, and Lewis was no hesitation. As soon as Jake made that break, he saw he had a piece of daylight. He stuck it right on the numbers, and Jake's not going to miss any of those. He's too tough a kid. So now, the decision is, do you go for 2 or do you go for 1? I think you're probably going to kick it here to try to get yourself a tie ball game with 2 minutes left to go and then make your defense try to make a stop. But who knows? I mean, Jim Webb's a pretty... Jim likes to go for things and force and put pressure on the other team, and so you never know. And I think everybody in the stands would be fine with either call. If you go for 2, you better darn well get it, though.
Yeah, homecoming here. If you go for 1, you better darn well get it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Because
Andrews missed 1 tonight already, and it's not a gimme.
It's a situation right now.
Yep.
That you don't want to second guess yourself, and they're going for 2. They're going for 2. Jim Webb is rolling the dice. He's going to try to win it right here.
Well, you're going to be a genius or you're going to be second guess.
He hasn't been wrong on too many the last couple years.
No, he hasn't. And so what do you do here to try to get your few yards to get in the end zone?
You keep it in Lou's hands, just like what you did. You're going to keep the ball in Lou's hands. You're going to look. He's coming right. I have a feeling. You're coming to Jake Ellens. You're not going anywhere else but Jake Ellens right now. And we're going for 2. Here's the game right here, 19-20. Lewis Finch going to hand off to Michael Holchip.
He's in.
And he gets in, so Michael Holchip goes in for 2. Cadillac takes a 21-20 lead. The Battleship. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game.
You know, I know in the past Jim's gone into huddles and asked kids, you know, what do you want to do? You want to go for 2 or you want to kick this thing? And if they tell him they want to go for 2 and he asks them what they want to run, he'll run it. And I'm not saying that's what happened there, but it sure well might have been. Give the ball to Mike Holchip.
Wow. What a change of events there. A big drive by Cadillac. I tell you, Jake Ellens is the one that came up with Lou made a nice pass, but Jake Ellens twice came up with catches that is equivalent to all Big North selections in my book. And he just put Cadillac up 21-20. And now you got to hold them. I mean, Gaylord's got an offense. They've already proven that they can move the ball.
Oh, yeah. 2 minutes is a long, long time to try to hold a prolific passing attack and running attack by the Gaylord Blue Devils off. So that's exactly what Coach Baker's trying to figure out how to do there. You'd like to see Andrew get a nice foot on one here, stick them deep, and give them at least a long field to work with. You don't ever know if in this situation you want to try to squib it so that you don't get a long return. I don't know where the wind is at. Doesn't look like there's a ton of wind up there right now, but important for the Vikes to try to get a...
You don't want a big run back here. Andrew Emmington's going to be kicking off north to south. Gaylord's got to feel a little bit deflated. They've outplayed us in the second half.
Well, I think so, but I think they're still confident in their ability to score. So we'll see. It's going to be a real interesting set of downs.
We got a little bit more energy on the sidelines now.
Nice boot. About the 5.
He's going to take it at the 5. Here he comes out across the 20. He's got himself a nice little seam. He's going to be wrapped up there by T.J. Baker. Laid a pretty big lick.
Going to have about 74 yards to go. So if you're Cadillac, defensively, you have to do 2 things. You have to protect against the big play, but you also just can't pin your ears back and go because the quarterback's already shown his ability, if you do that, to be able to scamper by you and create a big play. So you have to play a little bit conservative if you're Cadillac, but you also can't let them just move the chains down the field. You really, really hope here for a mistake on Gaylord's part. They haven't made one all game long. I don't want to say I hope that they're due for one, but I hope they're due for one.
All right, 2-by-2 for Fitzek. He's back to pass. 2-minute drill.
He's going to try to get it all. No, he's going to scamper out of the pocket again. He's down.
Oh, and Fitzek's going to go down. He slips on the field. Big play by Cadillac. I tell you, that's the inexperience, I think, of Gaylord. 2 minutes left in this game. They tried to go for it all.
It looked like they wanted to get a big chunk right there. I really kind of thought we were going to be looking at something like a drop-back quarterback draw there, something a little bit more conservative, but still lots of time. Minute 34 to go.
All right, 2nd and 15. Fitzek back to pass.
He's got a lot of time. He's going to let her fly.
He's going to go for it all.
Pick it off. Pick it. Oh.
Wow.
Jake Ellens. Jake had a beat on it. Jake was 5 yards behind him.
This
really a weird.
This really surprises me.
Now you've got a situation where what are you going to do if you don't get it here? Because Jim Webb's got timeouts left, and it's a minute 22 to go. So now you've thrown the ball twice, first down, second down. You got nothing out of it.
The last two play calls have really befuddled me out of Cleaver.
It's only big if you get a stop here. If you let them get a first down out of this, then all that hard work on first and second down is for naught. But boy, if you stop them here, you get the ball back, and it's game.
So all right, it's 3rd and 15, a minute 22 left in this game. Cadillac with a 1-point lead, 3 receivers set up top. I can't believe I would run a quarterback draw here personally. But Steven Fitzek back to pass. There it is. He's up the field. That's what I thought he would do. He's going to get out of bounds.
He's going to get a first down or close to it.
So all right.
Actually, he's a yard short of the first down.
That's the only thing I would have done in that situation right there. I'd have never thrown that ball up the field. That would have been a quarterback sneak all the way.
Wow, he gets most of that back. It'll be 4th down and about 2.5 yards.
Now, this is the play of the game. 4th down, 2 to go, 1:14. This is the game. Cadillac with a 1-point lead. Homecoming. The crowd's on its feet. You got Fitzek, who's probably the best quarterback we've seen to date.
Yeah, and if you're Gaylord, you really only need the 2.5 yards. You don't have to get all that yardage at once, and you still got 1:14 to go.
So, all right, 2-by-2 set. Fitzek, shotgun, back to pass. He's going to quarterback draw.
Wow, nice little move to get the first down. They had him. They had him corralled. They had him fixed back there, and he just did it. Just a nice athletic play to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down. Big time play.
So that stops the clock with 1:06 left. It's going to roll right away. They're in a 2-minute drill right now. They're not even to midfield yet. They're at their own 45. So Cadillac still got plenty of room. I don't know what kind of kicking game Gaylord has, but I don't want to get to the point of seeing it. Fitzek. Ace back.
Clock runs, 1:03.
The snap. Fitzek back to pass. He's looking to pass. He's going to throw it up. He's going to get picked off.
Pick it. Oh, nice play. Coming across from the defensive side. Nice play by Jake Ellens. Get his hand on it. The Cadillac defensive players are a good 2 or 3 yards behind the receivers. So, I mean,
I sense a little panic.
It's weird. It is weird because I mean, their game has kind of been an underneath and take off and run kind of thing. Fitzek showed in 1 or 2 plays right there with his legs. He can pick up a first down when there's nothing there.
He can pick up 7 yards a crack until you force him, and then that opens up the middle.
Yeah.
So, because the linebackers look at him, they're playing 7 yards deep. Fitzek, in 53 seconds with 2 timeouts, could run 7 yards a crack before the linebackers even meet him.
Yep.
And he's trying to throw it 20 yards down the field, and they've already got 15 yards on him. So it really surprises me what's going on here with Gaylord. But I'll take it. 3 receivers up top. Fitzek back.
He jumped, but they're not going to call it.
Oh, nice job. 88 did not turn. Fitzek unleashed. It's 3rd down and 10. 50 seconds left in this game.
Well, it's a nail-biter. 21-20. Your homecoming, 50 seconds to go. You're up because you just drove the ball down the field. You stuck it on a 2-point conversion. You got your homecoming crowd. The stands are filled. It's a rainy, crappy night weather-wise, but it's beautiful on the field. If 11 Vikings can finish this thing off, 50 seconds from now, keep the Gaylord Blue Devils out of the end zone or away from a field goal.
3rd down and 10. There's still a lot of football unless there's a turnover. Fitzek back to pass.
Corral him.
He's going to throw it deep. Why in the world are you going to throw it deep?
You got to go up and get that ball.
And it's picked off by Jake Ellens.
Nice job, Jake Ellens.
And that will end the game. But what is so amazing to me is the play call by Gaylord.
It's weird. They were just committed to throwing that. They were committed to throwing it deep from the get-go on that particular series, and really didn't have to do that. But
I just think it's experience. I think it's inexperience on Gaylord's part of being in this situation the last 4 years, and that just really surprises me. Why you would even? I mean, Fitzek could have ran 15 yards. You still got 41 seconds left in the game. You'd have been in at 40.
Yep. Yeah, they were committed to throwing that thing deep, and you know, maybe earlier in the game in a normal situation they saw some mismatches with cornerbacks and their receivers and their size and their speed and their ability to get out and get behind people. But you know, in a situation like that, our guys they're going to protect and they're going to be back deep. There was nobody that was beat on any of that series of plays, and he was committed to throwing that thing. Quite frankly, the very first throw should have been picked off. Jake Ellens had his hands on it, and he probably feels like he should have had that one a couple series ago. So. Great job by the Cadillac defense. Great job by the Vikings to take over. A snap, maybe 2 in victory formation is going to seal this one away. And as bad as it was for most of the game, you're going to have a bunch of happy Vikings going home to celebrate homecoming. And you're going to have a coaching staff that gets to go into next week and say, hey, we got some stuff to fix. We got some stuff that we have to deal with because you're going to be playing teams that game plan every bit as well, that coach every bit as well, that defend you every bit as well as this team did. We are not good enough to go in and make mistakes, to turn the ball over and to have penalties and stay in football games with teams that are really solid. So this thing is going to, it's going to be like putting lipstick on a pig. You're going to come out of this thing with a win, but there's a lot of stuff I know that the coaches aren't going to be happy with as far as execution goes, and the players aren't either. But it's a mid-season game. Things like this happen, and really good teams find a way to grind out a victory. Grind it out, grind it out, grind it out. Hope something happens and breaks in the end, and for these guys it did.
Yeah, it's a little dose of reality on that you're just not going to run teams over 55-13.
Yep.
And right now, Cadillac will take the victory in victory formation. They got 2 timeouts. I know they use it. And
I think in high school football, if you're in victory formation, I remember a time when we never did take a knee. We actually threw a touchdown pass, and they called them down because they, I don't know if it was Jalen or Gary Silvers, I remember a few years back, and it was a playoff game. We were in victory formation right before the halftime as if we were going to take a knee. Started to take one. They called him down because he started to take a knee. So I don't know if that's a rule. Maybe that was made up by the guy down in Hemlock or wherever we were playing that day. But
well, I'm surprised that the official did not have a little conversation with Lou, because normally when you're normally when you walk up and tell the official I'm taking a knee, they're letting the defense know. And if you stand there for 3 seconds, the official's going to come have a talk with you, because that now you're just telling the defense, all right, I'm coming off the line hard.
Yeah.
And so the officials got, I saw him say something to Lou.
The reality is on first down with that much time on the clock, there's no reason to do it. Just tell Lou to get down on the turf quick.
Yep.
Let Gaylor take their timeouts, and then you'll be able to take the next 2 and be done with it.
Because the official, I saw him say something to Lou, but he's not going to call the dogs off on Gaylor if you're going to stand there for 3 seconds.
No, and they've got 1 timeout left, so all you got to do is snap it 2 more times successfully, and it's all over. And out of it, and you know what? There was another rule, a weird rule that came up a few years ago that, wasn't it out of a shotgun that you could not take a knee out of a shotgun?
They changed that rule 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, because, it used to be you had to be under center. You had to be under center to take a knee. But, I think Jalen lost about 40 yards of rushing last year in knees.
Yeah.
I kept track of that. He wouldn't play the fourth quarter, but he'd go in and take 3 knees.
-5, -5.
What is that, You take him out for the whole quarter, but you go and take some knees. I never understood it, Just leave your main quarterback in there to take the losses.
Should be an asterisk then.
Oh.
Wow. I tell you what, I mean, it's like
I feel very lucky to come out of this game with a victory. In Memorial Stadium. Holy cow. This is like going up to Alpena in basketball and coming out with a victory.
Yeah.
Some of them nights. Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Like we never got off the bus. This is what almost happened tonight, where I didn't know if we even got out of the gym.
Well, and you got to hand it to the Gaylor Blue Devils, too. They're going to make some noise yet in this regular season in the Big North Conference.
I think we got
their
best.
They're a playoff team. You did get their best shot, but Fitzek's a good player, and with him back in there, man, if this is the first week that he's been able to, that the coach has been able to have him a full week of practice and game planning and doing stuff, just imagine how much better he's going to be in a few weeks after he's had a chance to be in there snap after snap. They're a team to contend with for sure.
All right, we're in victory formation. 37.7 seconds left in the game. They're going to call another timeout for sure. Yeah, see, that's what they told him. He had to run. He couldn't take a knee.
Because he was in
shotgun. And I we got away with it last year.
Yeah.
But you can't sit there and take knees in shotgun.
Gaylor's going to burn their last time out, and that's going to be the game, because you can tick off 35 seconds as long as you get a successful snap, go on the ground, ball game, because it'll only be 4th down.
Yeah, and they can't stop the clock. It's a 35-second play clock, and so I think that's the deal. They were.
But if I'm Gaylord's coaches on that side, I do the same thing. Make them snap it again, because anything can happen, and if you happen to pick that thing up, got to make them do it.
So, all right, homecoming here in Cadillac. It looks like it's going to be a good night.
It's always better,
the Cadillac faithful.
It's always better to be able to, had Cadillac not been able to come back and make that 2-point conversion or drive the ball down and score, and they were coming out of here with a loss, you'd say that there's a lot that they could take from this game, and that there's still a ton to play for. The hope has still been there. The Big North Conference possibilities would have still been there, but they'd have been there with the loss. So, man, anytime you can do that with a win, it's a good night.
It's all right. Cadillac, Lewis Finch, shotgun formation.
Ball game.
He took a knee. I don't understand it. Anyways, that will be the final play of the game. Cadillac comes out victorious 21-20. Got to feel good.
Absolutely. All right. It's all over but partying.
Yeah. So, you heard it here. CCTV, Jeff Brooks, John Emmington. Cadillac wins on homecoming night. Gaylord got to feel a little slighted. Thanks for the call tonight, John.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Nice to have you back in the saddle, buddy.
Yep. Cadillac wins 21-20. Enjoy the night, folks.
So how you doing tonight, Coach?
Well, Travis McDonald feeds inside the ball,
moves out to the 20, gets a good hole. He's to the 30, to 40, to 50, has one man to beat. He runs him over, and he's out to the 50-yard line.